determined that Donald Trump raped her, right? Because seemingly, like when I ask you why you don't believe that the court was right, and I'm asking you for an argument to defend his innocence, you just keep on like entailing conclusions that, if anything, point more towards his guilt.
Well, I believe the only true story that happened in the actual case file was when they had relations. Because if you
Okay.
read the
How about this? I'm
testimony,
sorry. I'm going to cut you off. I think that you're confusing me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up a Google Doc. In fact, I already have it open. And we're just going to like type out your argument. So like we could get on the same page. So you are arguing that Donald Trump did not rape E. Jean Carroll because ... Okay, so this is when I'm having you to start talking. So tell me, you think Donald Trump did not rape E. Jean Carroll, even though a court ruled that he raped E. Jean Carroll, because why? And then I'm going to write your reasons down to see if we could get an argument out of this.
I believe there was a mistrial and that the relationship was consensual.
Okay, why do you believe it was consensual?
Because if you read her account from the book, not the account from the testimony, they don't match up. In the book, it never said, even though it said it hurt it, she never said that she didn't enjoy it. Even though she used words like forced and she said that it hurt it, it's a book. So, a book, you're going to over exaggerate certain things. I'm a woman. I read it myself. When she said I felt his weight or something like that, or she said I felt how large he was, not to be talking inappropriate. If you really read that and consider the context, it sounds like she was feeling on him first, especially because after it said I felt how large he was, then it was he pushed me into the wall with his shoulder. If you can imagine that, it sounds like she kind of started it. Like it was kind of consensual. Also,
Dude, it's like been like the last week of how nearly like every person that we've had up to tell us why they support Trump has just been so disgusting. You know, it's never I support Trump because he's good for America. It's never I support Trump because he's doing great things for the economy. It's never I support Trump because he's fighting for domestic peace. It's I support Trump because she wanted to get raped. That's disgusting. That's obviously disgusting. So just to get this straight, you read her book. In her book, she said that it hurt. But because she never said that she didn't like it, therefore you think that she liked it. So just to get this clear, all right?
that's not what I said.
So the rape victims, in order for them to convince you that they didn't like being raped, they have to explicitly state that?
No. Can you please say that one more time? Because I feel like this is satire now.
What do you mean satire? I asked you why you think that the relationship was consensual, and then you told me that you read her book, and in her book, she said that it hurt, she said that it was painful, but she never said that she didn't like it. That's what you said.
Yeah, she didn't say that.
Right. So what you're telling us is that in order for like a rape victim to convince you that that was wrong and that was bad and that it shouldn't have happened, they have to explicitly tell you that they didn't like it.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Rape is involuntary sexual act.
So they have to explicitly tell you that. I'm so sorry. Do you think that the statement "I got raped" communicates that enough?
If you consent, it's not rape.
Because the thing is here, you're telling us that they don't just have to tell you that they got raped. They have to tell you that they didn't like it when they got raped. So does this mean that to you, grape isn't always wrong? That rape isn't always something that the victim won't like because it's incredibly morally perverse, physically painful, and a grander intrusion upon one's human rights?
Well, you're not going to like rape regardless. So I never said you didn't have to like it for it to be rape. You're not going to like rape as soon as it starts. And also, honestly,
right. So then when E. Jean Carroll's like writing her book, when E. Jean Carroll's writing her book and she's like, it hurt, right? I got raped. Even though she doesn't explicitly say that she didn't like it, that is very obviously being communicated by the sentiment of her saying that she got raped.
If I go to a different app, will it close me out the live? Because I want to read it. to you.
So I won't be able to hear you when you go onto a different app.
Okay, never
but
mind
but it won't leave. It won't exit you out of life. Like this is actually disgusting. I'm so sorry. So like imagine that somebody's in a car accident, right? And their car rolls 4 times. They lose one of their arms and their back breaks. Okay, and then they like walk up to you and they tell you that they got into a violent car accident. Okay, but they don't make it explicitly clear that it didn't make them happy. Would you therefore be able to assume, because they didn't explicitly make it clear that it didn't make them happy, even though they explained that they lost an arm, broke their back, and it was an incredibly violent car accident, would you therefore be able to assume that that violent car accident did make them happy?
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. That doesn't make any sense at all. The same way when you were telling us that, well, in her book, when she was talking about how she was abused by Trump, how she was talking about how she was raped by Trump, how she was talking about that it hurt really bad because she didn't make it explicitly clear that she didn't like it, said that verbatim. Okay, that doesn't give you any reason to believe that it was consensual, because that sentiment of not liking it is self-implied by the word grape, is self-implied by the communication of non-consensual sex. Okay, non-consensual sex by definition is harmful, by definition is not liked, and by definition is an intrusion upon one's human rights. Right?
Well,
this is like some quote unquote she didn't say no type shit. She didn't say she didn't like it. This is an active perpetuation of grape culture, not just in this country, but on the global stage, that will continue to materialize and more harm caused to more people because these bad actors think it's more permissible to engage in these actions because of rhetoric such as yours.
Well, all car accidents don't really cause people harm. There's different types of car accidents, just like there's different types of intercourse. There's forced, there's consensual, and yeah. So there's that also.
Every word that came out of your mouth, right, didn't respond to a word that I said, didn't address in an argument that I gave you. It was completely meaningless. And honestly, was like kind of weird.
How so?
Yeah, because I thought that you were going to go on and say, oh, just because not all grape is harmful. But then you went on to say not all intercourse is harmful. Some is forced, some is not forced. It's just kind of weird, right? But could you please respond, right, to the very clear description that I gave you to demonstrate how what you're saying here is not only wrong, but it's incredibly vile and actively causes more harm against people because it promotes the acceptance, right, of grape. It promotes the acceptance of sexual assault, which will lead to more bad actors engaging in these actions. When you just willfully permiss grape by saying, well, although she said she got graped, she didn't say that she didn't like it when she got graped, therefore it was consensual.
Well, that's the thing. I never said the things you're saying. You just said how you felt. I said
okay. You just said that you never said the things I'm saying. So now you're walking back on what you said, ma'am.
No,
this is live. This is live in front of
like
16,000 people on TikTok, 2.5 thousand people on YouTube, and it's all recorded in the VOD. You can't walk back what you've already said. Don't even try.
You're not even going to run it back and show anybody because it's going to expose you.
It's going to expose me?
You just flipped everything I just said.
What did I flip?
I never said rape was not harmful. I said this situation with those two people was consensual. That's all I said.
What you said in justifying that you think it was consensual, your argument for attempting to justify that it was consensual was by saying that although in her book she said she got raped and she was hurt, she never said she didn't like it.
She never said she got raped in the book. Don't you think if she sat there and wrote a book years after that, she would have just said that he raped me? Why would somebody put that much detail into a rape?
Okay, so she didn't use the word grape, but she described grape?
I mean, if that's what you think, but I don't think it was describing a grape. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, if it wasn't describing grape, then how come it is the book and the testimony in the book that launched the court case?
Well, her testimony in the excerpt from the book don't match exactly.
What are the inconsistencies?
Well, like I said, in her testimony, she said that it hurted while they were doing it. In the book, she said it hurted after.
Oh, wow. So this isn't a contradiction at all, right? Because both of the accounts are true, and if anything, they corroborate one another. Okay? listen, like when you're graped, right? Like especially like as a woman that is graped, it will hurt during and after in many scenarios. So like this is the two sides of the same coin, right? In one account, right, she testifies to what happened following the grape, and in the other account, she testified to what happened during the grape. Two sides of the same coin. These notions don't contradict one another; they corroborate one another.
Well, not to piss anybody off. If it hurted that bad, why didn't she just, make the noise or like, yell, scream?
Well, now what you're doing is you're engaging in victim blaming. So
I'm not
what many individuals will do when they're graped, and this is a little bit explicit, it's hard to describe, it's a little bit painful to describe, is the idea that you'll kind of go into a state of like physical lockdown. Like many individuals will like reiterate an account of like literally like not being able to move, not being able to like open your mouth, not being able to say anything because you're in a state of both mental and physical shock for like various psychological factors and reasons, right? Set on by the fact that somebody is forcefully intruding upon your body with their phallus, right? And that's very common. It's very typical. That happens all the time. And it's terrible. And do you understand now how the question, well, why didn't she scream, is just pure vile victim blaming? That's incredibly messed up and just like honestly like makes me incredibly disheartened. Like having these conversations every day, right? Surrounding just like literal like rape deniers, literal like essay deniers. Like this is like, if anything would like drive me to quit what I'm doing, it's like, it's this. It's like, it's you and people that believe in the same shit you do. Like if I were to ever quit doing what I'm doing, it's because I just like can't deal with a mental load of like describing this every day to so many vile people.
I'm sorry, but a lot happened before the insertion also. So she had a lot of time. And in
you
the
know
book,
what? I'm actually going to stand by that. I'm actually going to kick you, man. I'm sorry. Like I've just had enough of that. I've had enough of that for like the last 2 days. We're going to move on to the next guest. Hop in that queue if you happen to be a Trump supporter. For everybody in the chat spamming that she's 14, no, she was 22. She gave her date of birth. She gave her age. She gave her, and she gave like the year that she graduated high school. She was 22. We're going to move on to the next guest, guys. Hop in that queue if you happen to be a Trump supporter. We're just going to move on, guys. Like I'm not going to sign myself up for that. Like that was like literally like the first conversation of the day. And it just consists of like literally like 30 minutes of just like completely like vile, putrid rhetoric. What's up? Do you support Trump, Mr. White?
I used to.
Well, I'm really happy that you don't anymore, man. Unfortunately, we are only looking for people that still do support Trump today. If you happen to be a part of the 17.4 thousand people hanging out with us over on TikTok, make sure that we're double tapping on that phone screen and hop in that queue. If you do indeed support Donald J. Trump as president, just make sure that you are actively MAGA, all right, and you disagree with the prompt. We're going to move on to the next guest right now, you guys. We got Mo Juice connecting to the stream. While Mo Juice is loading in, Zach, thank you so much for the $20 over on Super Chat. Zach says the judge said it was graped. This woman is awful. Yeah, she was pretty vile, man. Thank you for the $20, Zach, as well as Chan, that is CHAN. Thank you for the $20 as well, who says, imagine bouncing around and not realizing that you're actually defending the opposite of what you think with your own words. What was she doing? Yeah, man, she was all over the place. Thank you so much for the love, Chan. Show some love to Zach and Chan down below in that comment section while we're looking for that next Trump supporter to load up into the box, guys. We got Dallas connecting right now, guys. Just please follow the rules. The rules are simple. You just got to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. What is up? Are you MAGA? Nope, they're gone. We're going to put the rules up on screen too. Only join if you're 18 plus, American MAGA, and ready to debate. We're going to get that next guest connected right now, everybody. Right, with having 18,000 people in here, it should be like really easy to get somebody up here to debate me. But like, unfortunately, it's just like not the case. I think that MAGA's scared. What's up, Chris? Are you MAGA?
6'7".
I'm going to take that as a no. See you later, man. You are banned. Guys, I'm going to ban you if you come up here and you break the rules. Okay, you're going to be banned so incredibly swiftly and quickly. What's up? Do you support Trump? You got 5 seconds.
Yes, I do.
Okay, how old are you? Hello, how old are you? Age, please?
29.
29, and what time is it?
5:25.
Cool. Go ahead and tell us why you support Trump.
So, because of his policies in the Middle East, his oil policies,
Oh, you were up here. You've been up here twice before.
and each time you've dropped me because I spit out some facts.
No, you got cooked twice.
That's what the pan says, right? When it's getting cooked.
No, that's what I did to you when I debated you, right? Remember how like you were telling me that Biden like increased the price of gas, and then I was like, well, Biden actually oversaw the largest domestic production oil ever in this country, and then you're like, Ukraine. Remember that?
Yes, because what I brought out was that, hey,
Get out of here. We're going to move on to the next guest. Go ahead and hop in that queue if you happen to support Trump, guys. We're going to get you loaded up in. Dude, I'm telling you, bro, I got a good memory. I know that I debate like literally like random people for 4 hours a day, 7 days a week, but I got a damn good memory. I'll remember you if you try to come back. I literally even remember the contents of the discussion that I had with them. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Hey, Dean.
How do you keep doing it? How do you keep doing it? You're too fucking good. You're too fucking good. I don't get it. Okay, get out of here, Evil Dean. We're going to move on to the next guest. While we are, dude, oh my goodness. Patty, thank you so much for the 50 Canadian dollars over on Super Chat. While we're looking for that next Trump supporter, show some love to Patty. Oh my goodness gracious. Patty with the $50 says, you have been kicking ass the last 2 days standing up for women and great victims. It means everything to us that you've been lucky that have been lucky enough to hear you speak. In our defense, listen, yeah, man, the last 2 days, I don't know what it's been, but we have had so many guests up here that have just been vile, putrid, and disgusting, and have been like reiterating sentiments and making arguments that I thought just like didn't exist or only existed in like such a small, vile population. But no, they're common, right? This is what average, everyday Americans believe in, and it's sick. What's up, Sovereign? Are you MAGA?
Yes, yeah, I am.
Okay, how old are you? Age, please.
18.
Okay, what time is it?
It is 4:27.
What state are you in?
Alabama.
Alabama?
Yeah.
I thought I heard you say LMAO.
Oh, no.
All right. Yeah, sounds good, man. We'll go ahead and hop into the conversation. I just want to thank a couple people before we do. Amy, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo 10 minutes ago. And I just read that out. Disgusting guest indeed, Amy. Thank you for the $10. As well as Sarah. Thank you so much for the $15 over on Venmo, who says 40 days off the ODRUG and readmitted into my PhD today. Let's fucking go, Sarah. I'm so proud of you. Seriously. Stay at it. I'm so very proud of you. Thank you for the $15, Sarah. As well as Jeanette, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. Amanda, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo. Amanda, I did see that publication. It's crazy. As well as Abigail, thank you for the $5. And Ava, thank you so much for the $15 over on Venmo, who says, I'm an advocate for everything anti-MAGA, and I finally had the opportunity to debate about Trump with a Republican on abortion. Thank you for all that you do. I bet you absolutely crushed them, Ava. Thank you for the $15. As well as Rebecca. Thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much for the love. Rebecca with the $20 says, I'm confused by the number of women who have come onto your live to victim blame. Well, Rebecca, I really appreciate you so much for the love. Let's go to get 200 big Rebecca W's down below in that box. Thank you so much for your kindness. As well as Tyler with a 10, Blaine with a 5, and Lars with a 10 over on Venmo. Lars with the $10 also says, women defending grape is gross. It's been the last 3 days. Tyler with the $10 says, I don't know who's worse, this lady or the lady last night. I think it was the lady last night. But you know, both incredibly vile. As well as Tracy, thank you for the $10 on Venmo. 14 seconds ago, Tracy says, thank you for standing up to great victim blamers. I appreciate all of your incredible work always. Thank you so much, Tracy. Show some love to all of our incredibly kind donors down below in that chat. I appreciate that a lot of you guys. Thank you so much for the love and for sharing your words. Sovereign, go ahead and take it away. Tell us why you support Trump.
I support Trump due to all his like policies. I also have a lot of hope from the success that he had in 2016. So I'm kind of like bringing that hope forth. And also I am losing hope at the same exact time. So
you think that America was pretty like good in 2016?
Yeah, but I also was like, I also was 12. So
in 2016, Obama was president.
Whenever he got you so right in 2016, whenever he was elected.
Well, he was inaugurated in January of 2017. So the first thing that you said is that you really like all of Trump's great policies. What are like 3 Trump policies that you think are great for this country?
I really like the I like the big beautiful bill that he just did.
Why?
I like it.
Why do you like it?
It's great.
Be more specific. I could give you specific reasons why it's not great. One specific reason why
I would
it's not great.
actually like to hear that.
Oh, for sure. Okay, I'm going to give you 3 specific reasons why it sucks, and then you're going to give me 3 specific reasons why it's great. My first specific reason why it's terrible is because it defunds Medicaid by $900 billion and places a work requirement on Medicaid that, per the CBO, is going to kick 10 million people off of Medicaid over the course of the next 10 years, while also in turn increasing the premiums of everybody that is still on Medicaid. That is upward of 50 million Americans by 75%. The second specific reason why I really don't like it is it's defunding USDA food stamps by $156 billion over the course of the next 10 years, which according to CBO again is reported to kick 3 million Americans off. And the third really big reason why I don't like it is because it costs $4.5 trillion, marking as the most expensive bill in American history.
Yeah. Also, I'm not really here to debate. I'm here to learn because I actually do really like you as a MAGA supporter. I do appreciate you. So I'm here to learn. I'm not really here to debate.
Okay. Should I move on to the next guest?
Yeah, you probably should.
Okay. All right.
Bye-bye.
Where can I go to move on to the next guest? All right. Everybody in the chat is spamming Fox News Live. What are they talking about on here? Why do you guys want me to listen to some goddamn classical? What do you? We're gonna move on to the next guest, guys. Only up in that queue if you happen to support Trump. What do you want me? Okay, I mean, listen, I fuck with classical, I do. Fun fact about me. Okay, I don't think I've shared this one before. Sometimes when I'm in the gym, I'll be like working out to like age-old classical piano composition. I'm talking like Liszt, I'm talking Chopin, I'm talking Schubert from like the 19th century. Gotta love it. Let's go to move on to the next guest, guys. We got Ethan connecting to the stream, and while we do, there's a couple people that I like to thank for the love over on PayPal. Thank you so much, Bree. That is BRE for the. Well, Ethan came in here swinging. Hi, Ethan. Do you support Trump? And Bree and Ethan seems to be leaving. Oh, now he's back. Ethan, hi. Are you MAGA?
I am, yes, sir.
Age, please.
18,
Okay, what year were you born in?
2007.
Okay, all right. Let me thank Bree real quick for the $20 on PayPal. Bree with the $20 says, thank you for standing up for SA victims. I'm an SA survivor, and it means a lot to see you standing up for me and others. Bree, I'm really happy that you're here. I'm sorry if it was tough hearing that, and thank you so much for the love. Let's go ahead and get 200 Bree W's down below in that comment section. That is BRE. Thank you so much for your kindness, and I seriously really do appreciate you for supporting me and for supporting the stream. As well as Megan, thank you so much for the $20 over on PayPal as well. Megan once again says, Dean, as an SA survivor and daily follower, this has been a really, really rough week. Thank you for always defending us, men and women. Well, thank you so much for the love as well, Megan. I agree. That, like, I kicked her just because, like, it's been every day, like every other guest. Like, it's just too much to put up with. Thank you for the $20, Megan. And same thing I said to Bree. I'm really happy that you're here with us, and I'm really sorry that happened to you. Thank you for the $20, as well as Philip. Thank you for the $10 over on PayPal. Kathleen, thank you so much for the $11 on PayPal. Kathleen, I'm gonna message you privately about your message. I'd love to get in contact with you about that. And then Kimberly, thank you so much for the $20 over on over on PayPal.
Yes,
Sorry.
I can.
We had like a 10-second lag spike. And then one last one
You're
here.
good, dude.
Cordelia, thank you so much for the $20 over on PayPal too. Thank you so much, Cordelia. Thank you so much, Cordelia.
Switch sides if you can.
Yeah, one really big reason to switch sides and to stop being like pro-Trump. Chad, are we getting any lag? I don't think we should be getting any lag. I think that we're good. I think that we're Frago. I got
Actually, sorry.
Like super low frames. Is that the lag that you guys are talking about? Like on my phone now, I'm seeing like super duper low frames. Oh, and it looks like it just fixed. Perfect. Okay, anyways, going back to the debate. So you asked me for a reason to switch sides. One really big
yes,
reason...
other than character, I do not think Trump is a good person. Don't get that from me. I don't think he's a good person. But I do support him over Kamala. And I want to know why I should not support him over Kamala in just factual policies and whatnot. So
Yeah, for sure. One really big policy-oriented reason to stop supporting Trump is that he's a wannabe authoritarian that doesn't want to play by the rules and wants to set them instead. I mean, shit, he literally declared war on American cities, told the military to invade these American cities, then gave them an illegal directive to arrest American citizens in these cities, which violates the Posse Comitatus Act that prevents them from functioning as a domestic law enforcement agency, alongside his attacks on the Constitution, including but not limited to him saying that it's illegal to criticize in the media, him saying that it's illegal to boycott, it's illegal to protest, it's illegal to burn the American flag, to his attacks on the Second Amendment, including but also not limited to directing the DOJ to attempt to find a way to ban any and all gun ownership for law-abiding trans-American citizens. He also violated the 14th Amendment when he tried to ban birthright citizenship for the children of undocumented. Okay, you want to stop me there? Okay.
Sorry. So I want to ask you about the flag burning, the new law that he set. In your eyes, is that a violation of freedom of speech?
Banning the burning of the American flag is a violation of freedom of speech, not in my eyes, but rather in the eyes of the American Supreme Court, because they ruled it as symbolic speech protected by the First Amendment in Texas v. Johnson in the 1980s.
So then how was he allowed to pass the law? And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm genuinely asking. How did he pass that if it goes completely against the Constitution?
Well, he's been doing a lot of things that completely go against the Constitution with seemingly no checks or balances. You know, like i.e. 2020 when he tried to steal the election from Biden. But the executive order was framed in such a way where it wasn't directly saying that it is now illegal to ban the to burn the American flag, but it's just illegal to like do all these things in proxy of burning the American flag. But then that's not the way that he's been talking about the executive order. He's just been saying it is now illegal to burn the flag, and then he's given directives to the military to arrest people for it. It's kind of like in this weird like legal limbo. It's kind of confusing, but at the end of the day, you know, his sentiment has been explicit. He wants it to be illegal to burn the American flag, and he's doing everything in his power to attempt to make it illegal when that is strictly protected under the First Amendment.
Okay. And one more thing, and then I'll let somebody else talk.
Well, I mean, I guess I'm here for a debate. So would you like to give me a reason why you support Trump?
Well, I wanted to ask you one more thing, and then I can. So, obviously, the government is shut down right now, but the Democratic Party is trying to fund these like cooking classes for overseas. Now, I'm not 100% sure on the factual basis of this. I've just heard things, so I don't want to get my words wrong. But I've heard that the Democratic Party is trying to fund cooking classes, like lots and lots of money for overseas.
Well, you're just probably
things.
talking about funding that was going through. We had like a specific agency that gave money, like small amounts of money to like other countries. It was like I don't know. Could you give me a source? Like what I feel like, there's like probably like one receipt for like $100,000 from the federal government like 4 fucking years ago to fund cooking classes for like maybe like chefs for like military bases overseas that is now being completely inflated and just blown up. I think that you should refocus your priorities on the $4.5 trillion that went towards the greatest redistribution of wealth from poor Americans to rich Americans in modern American history, that being the Big Beautiful Bill.
Yeah, absolutely. I was actually debating my mom about that earlier because I'm rapidly going towards the left right now, actually. So
yeah, and if you don't like money going overseas, then you should definitely be questioning your support for Trump, considering he just gave $20 billion to Argentina.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll look into that. Well, it's a pleasure talking to you, man.
Yeah, you have a good one, bro. Appreciate you for coming up,
You as
Ethan.
well.
Let's go to get that next guest loaded up in here. I see everybody spamming Fox News down below in that chat. I mean, I looked at it. It doesn't look like they're doing like anything too deserving of like tuning in. It looks like they're just doing something for Charlie Kirk. What's up, Mike? I'm kind of leaning against it in case, unless maybe he like interrupts, his session with Kirk to start talking about how he's gonna like declare war on America again, 2.0, right? What's up? Do you support Trump?
I do.
Real quick before we hop into the debate, Kimber, thank you so much for the $20 over on Venmo, Kimber. That is so incredibly kind.
Disagreed with a lot of things that Biden did when it came to like
Well, like listen,
shutting down oil lines and everything.
Knowing everything that you do now,
It's
if you were
just like-
teleported back to November, who'd you vote for?
November, I voted for Trump.
Okay, and why would you vote for Trump?
I voted for Trump because
Oh no, not why you
as
voted for
a-
Trump. Like why do you still support him today, knowing everything that you do? I guess that's my question. Why do you support Trump as president?
Honestly, I still support him in the sense of if Kamala Harris was president right now, I think we would be in a lot worse situation.
Okay, for sure. Can you
And
give an argument
so-
for that?
I didn't agree with a lot of the things that she was campaigning for in the presidential election, and Trump was campaigning for a lot of things that I agreed upon, such as like stricter borders and
I'm more curious into the things that
Some of
Kamala
the
Harris
things.
campaigned on that you weren't a fan of. What were they? Hello? I can't hear you when you go and pause.
oh, okay, that's my bad. I was trying to pull up a couple of sources, but I was having a hard time. Maybe I can do a little bit more research. I'll join back in so I don't waste your time.
Okay. All right. Have a good one.
Yeah, give me 1 sec. I'll be back in like 20 minutes.
Cool. Sounds good. We're gonna move on to the next guest. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the stream. Okay. All right. You guys are asking me to tune in again. Okay. What the hell are they talking about over here? Y'all, it's just still the music. If I had tuned in like a bit ago, right, when y'all were originally asking me to, we would have just been listening to music for the last 10 minutes. Like I said, okay, I'm going to keep an eye on it. Okay, if Donald Trump starts, listen, you got to put some trust in me here. If Donald Trump starts doing his thing, if Donald Trump starts going like, Chad McKirk was a great person, but look at this beautiful ballroom where we're going to build a command center for war in America, they won't tune in, you know what I mean? What's up? Do you support Trump, Bonnie?
Yes.
Okay, Bonnie, how old are you? Well,
I'm 18.
Oh, I thought that you were way over the age of 18. What year were you born in?
2007.
What month?
September.
Okay, who is this? Because this is not an 18-year-old. Who is that? Answer my question. Stop fucking breathing. Well, I guess don't stop breathing.
What?
Don't actually stop breathing. I don't want you to die, but answer my question.
How about you debate me?
Okay, it's a 14-year-old. We're going to move on to the next guest, guys. Up in that queue, if you happen to be MAGA, we will happily get you loaded up into the stream here, folks. Barbara, thank you so much for the $50 over on Venmo. Thank you for the love, Barbara. Barbara, that is so kind of you. God damn. Dude, let's get 500 Barbara W's down below in that comment section while we're looking for that next Trump supporter to bring up here and debate. Barbara with the $50 says, Dean, you were so funny. You could really have a second career as a political stand-up comedian. The Trump impression is hysterical. Thank you for making me smile when there's not much to smile about. Listen, man, I got to bring some level of comedy to these lives just to be able to get by. You know what I mean? Something to brighten the day in the face of such terrible shit. Okay? Thank you for the love, Barbara. Let's seriously, guys, please show some love to Barbara in that chat. I want to see W Barbaras for the next 5 minutes for the $50, as well as Sarah. Thank you so much for the $10 over at Venmo.
Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I did not mean to join the.
Don't worry about it at all. Sarah with the $10 says, hate my B-Day anyways, but it makes it even worse that I have to share it with Kirk. Listen, Sarah, happy birthday, okay? See, we love your birthday here. Happy birthday, Sarah. Show some love to Sarah down below in that chat. Happiest of birthdays to you. As well as Alex, thank you for the 2. Candidates, thank you for the 2. Thank you, guys. All right, what's up? Do you support Trump? Hello? Hello? Do you support Trump? 5 seconds before you're banned. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, banned. Moving on to the next guest. I have no patience today. Bunch of trolls in the queue. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go.
Dean.
Hey, what's up, man? Do you support Trump?
Not necessarily, but I do have a question.
Banned. Moving on to the next guest, guys. If you don't support Trump, you're going to get terminated, okay? Those are the rules. All right? Look at them. Read them. They're in front of your face. Take a good look. Hello, do you support Trump?
Yeah, I just wanted to join to say nigger.
Nope. Banned. Moving on to the next guest. We got Perry 2.0 loading up into the box. Here we go, guys. Up inside of that queue if you're following the rules. Hello, Perry. Do you support Trump? All right, I'll take that. I'll take that as a yes. Why so? They ran away. We're good. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Dude, we have 18,000 people in here. Out of the 18,000 people in here, is there like one person that supports Trump? Anyone? Anyone at all? This is boring, okay? Because the Trump supporters won't debate me. They're terrified. So scared. Karen, what's up? Are you MAGA?
Hello. Yes, this is Karen. I'm not support Trump, but my husband does, and we've been having so many problems about it. So he wants to. I want you to debate him.
I will happily debate him. Is he there with you?
Please, yeah, he's here with me. Please.
Okay.
He has a question for you.
I just have a question. It sounds like you guys are in the car.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Which one of you guys is driving?
Me.
Yeah, she's driving.
Okay, and you support Trump?
Yeah.
All right. Honestly, if you could just pick up that phone and get a little bit closer to your mouth, we'd be able to hear you a lot better. Oh my. All right.
How you doing, Dean, right?
Yeah, man, Dean. That's right. Why?
Yeah, she's been watching you, so I'm just like, okay, I might pick your brain. You've been saying some good stuff about interesting stuff. So
why do you support Trump?
I was just recently, before he got elected, I knew he was gonna win the presidency. I didn't vote, but because there's some backlash between me wanting to do it and not having the time. But I had some ideas I had some questions for you, and now that with all this stuff going on, it's a little fishy with the Charlie Kirk death and his wife, and she's not like mourning as much, and Trump like being involved with this. It's super strange. It's really fishy.
It is.
But
just real quick, do you think that you could like once again just take the phone and get it a lot closer to your mouth? I feel like it's like sitting on like the center console right now.
Okay, yeah.
If you pick it up,
better?
yeah, just. Actually, I don't know if I can.
Can you hear me better now? How about now?
You know what? It's probably connected to the vehicle's Bluetooth. Can you turn Bluetooth off on the phone?
It's probably my vehicle. It's got a catback exhaust on it. That's why it's a little loud.
Oh, okay. Whatever. I mean, it's good enough. It's good enough. So yeah, man, feel free to ask me any question that you'd like. But like, I want to say, like, I'm very curious in you telling us all why you think Donald Trump is a good president.
Well, I think he has a good patriotic view of everything. He has, with like the immigration stuff going on, I think it's terrible what's going on with like the ICE stuff, and there's like, but like when you like put the facts together and kind of look at both sides, with the other presidents, like especially with like Barack and stuff, there's
President
like
Obama
evils going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, to start off with your first claim, you said that he's patriotic. Sir, I need to inform you, there's not a single patriotic bone in Donald Trump's body. And the fact that in 2025, we are assuming authoritarianism as patriotic when it is authoritarianism in the existence of a kingship that led to the revolt against England and the declaration of independence of a new country all those years ago is pretty crazy, right? But let me prove it to you.
I'm all for that. Like, I talk about that all the time.
Well, can we agree? Can we agree that patriots care about the Constitution? Is that common sense?
Yes.
Okay. So, like, for instance, if we had a random American that was like, oh, we should just terminate all rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution, that they wouldn't be a patriot, right?
Maybe not.
Okay, well, that's something Donald Trump said in 2022.
Really?
Yeah, Truth Social post. December of 2022, Donald Trump said that because the election was stolen from him, which it wasn't, that would allow for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution.
Well, the one thing I'm trying to wrap my head around is...
So does this mean that Donald Trump isn't a patriot?
Well, since you're talking about it like that way, I guess he's more of a... When they're talking about that no kings thing, I guess you do have a point there, yes.
Right. All right. So he's not patriotic. And then the second thing that you said was that, well, like Obama was evil. Okay. Obama was an adjudicated rapist. Obama wasn't a 34 count felon. Obama didn't admit to sexually exploiting kids. Obama wasn't the one that went on Howard Stern's podcast and was like, yeah, I walk into the dressing rooms of naked kids sometimes. Obama wasn't the one that hit on his own daughter. Right. That was all Trump. So Trump's evil.
Interesting. Okay. How about another question?
Okay. The background noise is getting a little bit loud at this point. I'm going to be honest. But sure, go ahead. Just looking for an argument or a response to the last two objections I gave to you.
Yeah, just wondering, because I can't wrap my head around why they would just flood like the border, like let the Biden administration, and then during his 2 years or his 2 months before his resignation for the next president, that he shoveled like $60 billion out the door of the Department of Energy. And then when the immigrants flooded the country, they were kind of hoping that the votes would come in when they go in through the sanctuary states because they don't need IDs. That's what they're trying to, like, there's a plot going on that I don't understand, which kind of made me kind of go toward way.
Okay, I'm sorry. The exhaust is too much for me. I'm gonna respond to this point, and well, now it got a lot better. I'm gonna if that exhaust like continues to be super loud, I'm just gonna move on to the next guest. The car sounds are way too much.
That's fine. Yeah.
But now just to respond to the last point. So you said that, well, the Democrats wanted a bunch of undocumented immigrants to come into America to then vote for them. Okay. Well, point number one: undocumented immigrants can't vote. And even in states where you're not required to give an ID to vote, you have to prove that you are registered to vote. And in order to register to vote in all 50 states, you have to be a legal citizen with a social security number and a permanent address, right? Those are the facts. So quite frankly, an undocumented immigrant can't vote in California, Colorado, New York, anywhere in the country. And then point number one, you said that another part of their plot was to attempt to get all the undocumented immigrants in the country. So then explain to me why the Biden-Harris administration tried to pass the bipartisan border bill, which would have injected billions of dollars worth of funding into courts on the southern border to hire more judges to process more legal claims of entry, which would have naturally disincentivized undocumented entry. And then once they proved that this would have been a good policy and gained bipartisan support in both chambers of Congress, Donald Trump then turned around and said, this is such a good bill, I can't have it passed because I'll lose the election. And then he called the Republicans to told them to torpedo it. Unironically, the only individual prior to the election that was legitimately plotting on more undocumented entry into America was Trump.
Wow. Holy shit. Oh, sorry.
You could cuss. You could say shit.
Okay. Damn. Wow. That's interesting. He torpedoed that?
Yeah.
He just took it out?
Yes, he told Republicans to vote it down. We had Ted Cruz testify to that. Ted fucking Cruz. We had Mitch McConnell testify to that. Mitch fucking McConnell. You know, we had Lankford testify to that. The person that drafted the bill, Lankford, was one of the 10 ultra MAGA senators that supported Donald Trump's attempted coup of the government in 2020. Right? This isn't like an anti-Trump bias that was saying he told them to torpedo it. It was his goddamn people.
Okay. Okay, you're giving me perspective now. Thank you.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dean.
Thank you so much, Dean. That, yeah, like I said, it's me who support, like, I mean, I don't support Trump at all, but he does, and we'll be having a lot of fights about it. So I just needed you to, like, kind of, like, make him see that way I do. But, I mean, you know, I respect everyone, like, ideals, but this is just crazy what's going on.
Yeah, well, listen, Karen, thank you so much for tuning in. Karen's husband, I appreciate you for hearing me out.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. One big recommendation is I feel like a lot of people think the way they do because of like an echo chamber, like Fox News, right? They just listen to what the guy on the TV says, and maybe like sometimes they'll go on Twitter, but their whole feed will just be MAGA, and that's kind of like what creates those like incredulously false like perceptions of reality. What's up, Lucas? Do you support Trump? And Lucas is gone. Dude, oh my goodness. Show some love to Emerson down below in that chat for the $15 on Venmo. Thank you, Emerson. Emerson with the 15 bucks says, this is my apology for accidentally joining the live the other day. Don't worry about it, Emerson. No, don't worry about it. I know that like sometimes I get funny and I start banning people. But it's completely okay. It's completely okay. You are good. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Show some love to Emerson as well as Cadence. Thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo. Thank you for the love, Cadence. Cadence with the 10 bucks says, how can anybody support Trump when he's at a Charlie Kirk memorial today? As of 15 people haven't died in the last week in 8 mass shootings. Why isn't he paying them respects? Why isn't he even talking about them? It's not just that he's not paying them respects. It's that he's not even mentioning their names. What's up, Error? Do you support Trump?
Are you excited for Stranger Things 5?
I stopped watching it like the second season, not gonna lie, kind of fell off. Banned! Moving on to the next guest, everyone, just give us a minute. Follow the damn rules if you don't want to get banned. Alright, chat. Alright, chat, follow the rules if you don't want to get banned. That person's gonna get banned. What's up, M? Do you support Trump, or are you banned? Oh, wait. Sorry, he started saying that he's 18. Well, whatever. Moving on to the next guest. John, thank you so much for the $20 over on Super Chat. John with the 20 bucks on Super Chat doesn't leave a message, only the love. Thank you, John. Show some love to John down below in that chat, y'all. Thank you so much for your kindness. I appreciate you for supporting what we do here. I appreciate you for supporting me. Hey, what's going on, Peter? Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Peter, how old are you?
25.
Okay. All right. Yeah. What year were you born in?
1999.
Okay. And what was one thing that was popular in like 2016?
Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man.
Okay. I'll believe you. Why do you support Trump?
Well, so his foreign policies, I found, have really benefited America, you know? Like tariffs. He has a lot of money, so he must be good at business. And well, like having a businessman like him run the country is like way better than having a politician do it. So
yeah. So who's a better businessman, Trump or Elon?
Well, I mean, Elon owns Tesla, so probably Elon.
Elon said that Donald Trump should be impeached and his tariffs were going to drive us into a recession in the latter half of this year.
Well,
so if you want to base your trust in a figure as being reliable to talk econ, well, then you would tell us that you actually don't support Trump because somebody that's a better businessman than him said that he was a bad businessman that didn't know what he was doing with his economic reform.
Elon's pretty shady. I mean,
more shady than the guy with 34 felonies? I don't know about that, but he is pretty shady. But
those were trumped up charges.
They were trumped up charges. You're trolling, right?
I love you,
Get out of here. We're gonna go and move on to the next guest. Oh my God, guys! Listen, dude, we literally have 18,000 people hanging out with us, but we cannot find MAGA. What the hell is going on? Like, seriously, this is beginning to get concerning. Listen, if you are an ultra MAGA supporter, hop in that queue. We'll get you up here. We're looking for the ultra MAGA to bring up on the live. What's up? Do you support Trump? Dude, what are we doing? Get out of the live. Moving on to Alex. Oh my God. Morgan, thank you so much for the $15 donation. What's going on, man? Give me a second. Morgan with a $15 donation on Venmo says, thank you for being the best newscast to listen to on the way home from work. Thank you, Morgan. Huge shout out to Morgan. I hope that you had a good shift. Thank you for the $15. You are fantastic, quite frankly. As well as Erica, thank you for the $25 on Venmo. Literally just came in right now. Erica with the $25 says, keep fighting the good fight. Thank you so much, Erica. All the love to you. Thank you so much, Erica. Thank you so much, Morgan. You guys are awesome. Anyways, what's up, young MAGA? How old are you?
I'm 19 years old.
Have you already been in here before?
No, I wasn't in there.
Oh, how do you get in every day?
I just joined off this account, so.
No. You're the same like liberal troll, like you for instance. You have
no, I don't troll people. I'm actually serious. I'm seriously MAGA. I have facts right here. So,
dude,
I got evidence. So,
do you recognize this picture?
Yeah, because I troll you.
It's a picture of
I don't like you, Dean. I used to like you, but you're not
do you know what this post is? Let me. So on
Guess
this,
what?
on this picture, it says just quote unquote, just don't talk about politics. And then the second picture is me the second somebody mentions Trump, and that's obviously a
Hey,
picture
you know why?
of me
You
when
know
I did
why?
the 1v20 debates on Julie.
Hey, you know why? You know why I don't I used to support
the
Kamala.
reason
but
why
she-
you don't support Trump?
No. I used to like Kamala, but she's terrible. She's a sellout. She's a sellout.
Why is she a sellout?
Okay, so let me explain. Do you want me to give you my age, my birthday?
Just like in a sentence or less,
Okay.
tell us why Harris is a sellout.
Okay, so Kamala Harris, when she was a DA attorney in California, she put in I think it was like 10 or 13 guys who was supposed to be freed, and
to hold that position. And it doesn't hurt that she's young, attractive, and charismatic.
okay, cool.
This is a Kamala Harris edit that you reposted.
Yes, and guess what? I told you I used to support her, but now I support Trump. You don't understand what I mean.
Here's another repost where it says Donald Trump is the worst president of our century.
And when was that? Tell me, when was that? Can you tell me the date?
This was on the third month of this year.
Yes, I used to support him. That was the third month of this year. And what month are we in? We're in October.
Oh, then your most recent repost is saying that the worst economic crash was under Donald Trump.
And every president. Can you show me that post?
It's on your own repost. Get the hell out of here. These trolls gotta stop, man. These trolls gotta stop, bro. Get the hell out of here. Dude's over here trying to shit on Kamala Harris. Meanwhile, he has like the best edit of her ever reposted. Get the hell out of here. You're trolling. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Hi, Dean. Yes, I do, but I just have a few points for you.
Oh, you've been up in here a few times before. Unfortunately, I'm going to kick you just because I know that you've already been up in here. We're going to move on to the next guest. Catherine, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo saying MAGA's on life support like Donald. Dude, right now I think MAGA's not on life support. They're extinct. MAGA's gone. They're nowhere to be found. Thank you for the $5, Catherine. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Hi, I have my dad with me.
Okay. Does he support Trump?
Can you debate him?
Yeah, if he's right there with you.
Yeah, he is. Hold on, let me get him. Hello. I'm sorry. I love you, Dean.
I appreciate you for the love. We're going to move on to the next guest. We got Chadwick loading up in. Move on. Hey, what's up, Chadwick Johnson?
Hello?
Okay. You said that you're 18?
Can you hear me? No, I'm 19 actually.
Bad troll. Get out of here. Boo. Moving on to Uncle Tommy. Oh my god. Hey, LJ, thank you so much for the 15.
Oh my god.
Another troll.
Hi, Dean.
Another troll. Get out of here. LJ, thank you for the $15 over on Venmo. LJ with the $15 says, I'm going to read that off in 1 second. What's up? Oh, you don't support Trump. Show some love to LJ down below in that box. Thank you so much for your kindness, LJ. What's up? Do you support Trump, Sammy?
No, I really don't support Trump, but I have...
Super bass, man. We're going to go to put the rules back up on screen. All right, I'm going to need everybody's attention, quite frankly. Take a good look. Take a good look at me and listen to me very, very closely, okay? If you find yourself in the queue of the life, you gotta be an American adult that supports Trump as president. It's so easy. It's so easy. And I keep on saying it too. But honestly, I'm thinking to myself here, maybe if I just keep the rules on screen and I keep on repeating it, that eventually y'all are going to start getting it. You know what I mean? Eventually y'all are going to get it. Everyone in the chat is spamming
Hello?
Fox News. They actually ended they ended their live. What's up, Fred? Do you
Hello?
support Trump?
Do I do what?
Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
How old are you?
I was born in 1972. So I'm 53. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you get a little bit closer to that mic, my friend?
Hold on. Is that better?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, that is better. So why do you support Trump?
Keeping it honest with you, man. gas. I'm in Houston right now. Gas prices are about $2.50. It's pretty solid, man. Same thing in 2016 too. Not that much change. So I just kept on voting for him, man.
You have the account of a 16-year-old. I need to ask you a clarifying question here.
Metallica. Haters, actually.
Let's see. Mid-80s. Ooh. God damn. Yeah, they literally released Master of Puppets in 1986. Ooh. Ooh, you were spot on with that one. Oh, I gotta trust you. Okay, I gotta trust you. Yeah.
You know what?
Master of Puppets was dropped 1986. I mean, you really couldn't have been any better, more spot on than that. I mean, still, I think that the account is sus, but I mean, you couldn't have answered my question better.
I don't know where you really got that, bro. Yeah, I've been speaking to a lot of folks today. They've been saying the same thing too, dude. I don't know what to add on my account or anything like that. Folks have just been really on my ass today.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I guess one of your posts does say "little man out fishing." I'm gonna believe you. Whatever. Okay. Sounds good.
That's my. You know what? Okay.
Yeah, wait. Another one of your posts is hurricanes still not as destructive as communism.
That was my most popular one. That one was a funny one. I found out.
Okay. Hurricanes are better than communism.
Well, I mean, did you see the photo equated to it?
I didn't see the photo. I'll take a look. Let's see.
It's a funny photo, man.
What is it? It's South Korea.
No, it's North Korea.
Oh, sorry. The one on the right is North Korea and South Korea. Compared to Florida after a hurricane?
No, that's the South after I forgot that hurricane. It started with an M.
Okay, yeah, whatever. Okay. Do you think that Kamala Harris was a communist?
No.
Okay.
She was an attorney.
Okay, all right, whatever. Okay, so you told us that you support Trump because right now the price of gas is really low. Okay, what has Donald Trump done to make your gas more expensive?
Well, he hasn't done nothing because the gas is expensive.
Repeat that?
You said what did Donald Trump do to make gas more expensive?
No, less expensive. What did he do to make it less expensive?
Be president, dude. I genuinely couldn't tell you. Like I've been on these types of lives the entire afternoon. I've just been chilling, and I've been asked the same question, and he's just been pushing stuff to drill, in like Alaska and whatnot. I'm in Texas. And so he's been doing a lot. There's been a lot of, if you go to Galveston, for example, it used to be a little tourist island, but now it's just one big, I damn near an oil rig, man. It's pretty crazy. And he's been doing a lot of stuff in the South too. I went to La Paz, in like near on the border of Mexico, to go see my nephew, and it's just it looks
I'm gonna cut you off there. You just told us that the way that he's been able to make the price of gas go down is by drilling more oil. What if I told you that the Biden-Harris administration actually drilled the most oil domestically out of any administration in 4 years in American history?
I could believe that, but
right.
That doesn't mean my gas prices wasn't high.
Right, exactly. But what that proves is that just merely drilling oil on American soil isn't what reduces the price of gasoline. So point number one, you told us that you support Donald Trump as president because the price of your gas is lower. Well, that was a correlation causation fallacy. You can't just assume that any variable like the price of gas in America is caused by the president. And then point number two, even the reason that you gave there, saying that he was able to reduce the price of gas by drilling more oil, right, doesn't like encapsulate all of the factors that play into the price of your gasoline. And you know the counter argument here would be, well, under the Biden-Harris administration, they drilled the most oil any presidency ever has, yet we still had pretty pretty expensive gas, right? So that's not going to be a sufficient argument for why you think that Donald Trump is a good president. Feel free to either give a counter argument to everything that I just said, or give a new position.
Now, I'll give a counter argument. Number one, Dean, you're very smart. Seems like you must have something written on your hand, or because you keep on looking down, maybe at it.
Well, it's because I have two phones on my lap. Yeah, one for my live, and then my old phone for watching Fox News or trying to find what the hell the people in the chat are talking about. I don't have any notes.
That's pretty cool. But no, I think the only reason necessarily why gas is lower now. Well, I'm sorry.
I was hitting
the
my
only
anxiety
real
button. Thank
reason.
you so much, sir.
Oh, okay. The only real reason that gas prices now are lower is because when Joe and Kamala were in office, they were selling all their gas and oil and whatnot.
Okay.
And now they're not selling it no more. They're
Okay.
just bringing it back to America.
All right. So yeah, we actually had under the Biden-Harris administration, we imported less oil into America than we did under Donald Trump's administration.
Well, that's because we're using our oil now, and they were exporting it back then. That's why we
No.
saw our
We-
economy take
we-
a little bit of like an
So
upwards trajectory.
that's not true. So the reason why the price of gas was more expensive under the Biden-Harris administration isn't because we were more reliant on like oil produced other places in the world, but it's actually the opposite. We were less reliant on oil produced other places in the world, which like reduced the overall supply for oil in this country, which of course with the same demand drove the price of oil up, which made your gas more expensive. Oil is not a domestic market. Oil is a global market. And under the Biden-Harris administration, OPEC reduced their output by 10%, and we stopped buying any and all oil from Russia since they started their ethnic cleansing of Ukraine. So in fact, being like more reliant on American-produced oil and less reliant on oil produced globally is something that is bad for the price of oil in this country and will actually make your gas more expensive.
Do you think that OPEC is a good foundation or organization, and that it isn't, against American interests?
I don't know enough about OPEC to make that determination, but it seems like you're getting off base now because you told me the reason why we had
I'm really not.
higher levels of gas prices under the Biden-Harris administration is because they imported more oil, and that was just unequivocally false. So let's stay on topic here. Respond to what I said, please.
Well, number one, Mr. Dean, I never said that they imported more oil. I said that they exported more oil. Number two, OPEC's an organization primarily made up by the Gulf states to manipulate the price of oil. And so it's really against American interest to import, which is what the Biden administration was doing a lot more than the Trump administration.
Exactly. You literally just affirmed something that I've already proven
Well,
wrong.
I just
You just said that
did,
they were
but you
importing
previously
more
said I did.
oil. You just said that they're importing more oil. That's not true.
They were.
They imported less oil.
Yeah, it's not true because they're not doing it right now.
Okay.
I said they were previously.
Okay. Could you please give me a source to demonstrate that the Biden-Harris administration imported more oil than Trump in his first term?
It was an AP News, I guess, debrief.
Okay, then give it to me.
I can't remember who it was, but it was done by AP News. I like AP News.
Okay, then give it
was
to me.
done by those folks.
Then give me the source.
You know what? I really wish I could give you a direct source, but I can't. So I guess I lose on this one.
Okay, awesome. Any other reasons why you support Trump?
Well, number two really is his diplomacy. Now I've heard you say, regarding. I know it may be a little bit funny, but in regards,
Bro,
to
okay.
the,
Yeah, by the way, but if you want a source that the Biden-Harris administration imported less oil, all that you got to do is go to Google, type in EIA, which stands for the Energy Information Administration, U.S. imports of crude oil and petroleum products, and you could just look at the graph and see how, yeah, it's true. Under the Trump administration, we had higher levels of oil importation than we did under the Biden-Harris administration. So I was right and you were wrong.
and that's why prices were down under Trump.
Yes, that is one of the
Just prove
reasons
my point.
why we had lower levels of gas under Donald Trump's first administration. And no, this actually proves my point. Because remember, my point was that the reason the price of gas was higher under the Biden-Harris administration was because there was a lower level of global production of oil and supply of oil due to the fact that we stopped buying oil from Russia and because OPEC reduced their output by 10%, thereby reducing our own imports and making the imports that we did buy more expensive.
You know what, Dane? I feel like you're assuming the majority of stuff you just said, excluding the little source that you brought up, which I guess can be reputed. I feel like you're making stuff up. But
Okay,
if
what do you
we're
think? What do you think I
gonna
made
move
up?
on
No. What do you think I made up?
I think you made up all of what you just said, except for the parts where you're reiterating your source, Dane.
Okay, so you think that I made up
truly
that
do,
Biden
because
sanctioned Russian oil and OPEC reduced their output by 10%?
I don't. Well, I feel like that's from the source you're reading.
All right. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and give you the sources now.
I would love that.
Yeah. What I want you to do is, if you want a source for the idea that OPEC reduced their output by 10%, go on Google, type in, once again, EIA, OPEC Plus agreement to reduce production contributes to global oil market rebalancing following the pandemic. And then for the point number 1, that Biden sanctioned Russian oil, all that you have to do is go on Google, type in Biden sanctions of Russian oil. You're going to get something from The Guardian that said the Biden administration posed the toughest sanctions against Russian oil and gas from 2025, as well as you could also look back to March of 2022 from NPR with an article titled Biden announces Russian oil import ban and warns gas prices could increase even more, right? So do we see there how actually I made nothing up and you're just being sour? Yes.
You said NPR?
Yes.
Isn't NPR left-leaning?
Yeah, it doesn't matter what the facts are. If a left-leaning organization reports the facts,
feel like that
if a right-leaning organization reports the facts, it's all the same if they're actually reporting the facts. Not to mention that NPR is not the only source that I gave for the claim. I also gave The Guardian, and you could even look at this from Reuters. U.S. hits Russian oil with the toughest sanctions yet. Like, at the end of the day,
are those sources peer-reviewed?
What do you mean by peer-reviewed? They had like the peers insofar as like
are they verified by other third parties?
They're verified. They're verified by the congressional record of imposed sanctions through Congress and through executive orders. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Well, I guess I can see.
And the peer review might be like, I don't know, like literally the 10 pages of search results that come up on Google when you type in Biden sanctions Russian oil. Just maybe.
Well, I mean, the point is, Dean, you may have like the facts and statistics and whatnot, and I commend you for that. But at the end of the day, gas prices are lower now than they were back then.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you don't have an argument. At the end of the day, you don't have an argument that Donald Trump caused those lower gas prices, meaning that you can attribute it to him. Now, if you want to argue that you can just attribute those lower gas prices to him because it literally happened under his administration, well, does this mean that you also blame the reduction in the GDP in the first quarter of this year simply because it happened under his administration?
I mean, well, I think you brought this up earlier that it was some correlation. I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about some correlation fallacy you brought up. And so I feel like me comparing that will be a sort of fallacy on that end.
Yes, you walked right into the point. Yes, I would be committing a correlation causation fallacy, right, by blaming the GDP loss in the first quarter of this year on Trump merely because Trump was president when it happened.
I never blamed anything on Trump.
Yes, you blame the lower gas prices on him.
No, I didn't.
Okay, well, if you're not blaming the lower gas prices on him, then why is this a reason that he'd be a good president? If it has nothing to do with him, then why does it make him a good president?
I said this the first thing I said. It's a coincidence that gas prices are lower under Donald Trump. That was what I said.
Awesome. So then this wouldn't be a reason why he's a good president.
Well, I mean, he has some
it's a fucking coincidence that when I moved into my current condominium that my neighbor got married. Does this mean I'm a good neighbor? Like what?
Maybe.
No, if it's a coincidence
I feel like
and there's no causal relationship between me and my neighbors getting married, right? Well, then this wouldn't mean that I'm a good neighbor.
Do you not think you have that good aura to you? Or I'm playing around.
I know that you're playing around because I want to stick on topic here. I'm sorry, sir. You're just being like annoying. I don't think that there's a better word to describe you.
I'm just trying to have fun, dude.
Well, I'm trying to debate. So do you want to try to give me a reason why you support Trump as president? Do you want to try to give me a reason why he's a good president?
Excluding that, I mean, diplomacy is like I said before. I know you brought up, the word ethnic cleansing, or really the phrase ethnic cleansing, when it comes to the Russo-Ukrainian war. I don't think that's substantive at all. I think it's just a regular war in Europe.
What's the definition of ethnic cleansing?
I feel like it's kind of self-explanatory.
So then explain it.
I mean, no.
Then get the fuck out of here. If you're gonna deny that it's ethnic cleansing, then you can't even define ethnic cleansing when I ask you what it is. You're like, no. Dude, what the hell are you doing?
I can tell you.
I know.
It's self-explanatory.
Okay, then explain it. If it's self-explanatory, then explain it.
It's literally in the name. It says ethnic cleansing. What else would ethnic cleansing mean?
Okay, well, are you telling me that the definition of ethnic cleansing is ethnic cleansing?
What else would it be, man?
Then, quote-unquote, ethnic cleansing?
So I don't know why you
ethnic cleansing is always ethnic cleansing. Yes.
You know what is?
Red shoes are always red shoes. Okay. Donald Trump is always Donald Trump. Dean Withers is always Dean Withers. Ethnic cleansing is always ethnic cleansing. It's kind of like self-implied. Yes, 1 is always equal to 1. 2 is always equal to 2. 10 is always equal to 10. Ethnic cleansing is always equal to ethnic cleansing. Yes.
Hold on, I gotta go do. I'm doing something right quick. You know what? I don't think that's substantive because if you know what's happening in like Palestine or Israel or anything
Dude,
like that,
we're not talking about Palestine yet. We're talking about Ukraine.
Hold on. Are you paid by APAC? Is that what's happening right now? You want to talk about Israel, Palestine?
Oh my God, I very specifically said yet. You can talk about Palestine if you want, just not yet, okay? Because we're going one topic at a time. The most recent topic that you brought up is that Dean, you said, oh, it's like Ukraine's getting ethnically cleansed, and that you don't think that's the case. So then I was like, okay, define ethnic cleansing, and then you were like, no, I'm not going to do that.
It's just ethnic cleansing. There's nothing else to define that.
Okay, I'll define it for you. So the definition of ethnic cleansing per Oxford language would be the killing or forced expulsion of an unwanted ethnic group or religious group in society. Okay, right? And the reason why I call what Russia's doing to Ukraine as ethnic cleansing is because they are killing and forcefully expelling Ukrainians from Ukraine to elsewhere. Right? And like one like really like simple, right, and easy to understand data point to prove what I'm saying here is the fact that we have hundreds of thousands of Ukrainian refugees in America today that were forced to leave their home, that were forced to leave Ukraine because of Russian militants, right, like bombing their houses, killing their family members, and invading their land.
Well, I feel like the term ethnic cleansing blows what's happening in Ukraine and Russia far out of proportion. Like I said, it's just a war, dude. It's the same thing that happened in Yugoslavia. It's the same thing that's happening in Syria. It's all the same, dude. Okay. Now, what is an ethnic cleansing? I'll say this, is Palestine and Israel, because those are two different ethnic groups. But what's happening between Russia and Ukraine is that those are both like Slavs, okay? They're both Slavs. So there isn't that much ethnic cleansing going on. And using the term, well, not using the term, but saying that, you know, quote unquote, forcibly expelling individuals is, you know, cumulative ethnic cleansing.
Thank you so much for the cool goggles. Appreciate that.
Thank you for the goggles.
They went to me
that's, I just want to be, you know, helpful. But that isn't substantive for anything, dude. I mean, in every war, somebody has to leave their home if it gets bombed.
Can you agree?
That does not mean every war is an ethnic cleansing.
Can you agree that the way that I defined ethnic cleansing would fit what Russia's doing to Ukraine?
Well, yeah, and I just pointed out why it's not substantive for what the actual meaning of ethnic cleansing is.
So you agree that the definition I gave of ethnic cleansing does fit what Russia's doing to Ukraine, but you still don't believe that what Russia's doing to Ukraine is ethnic cleansing. So I'll just simply ask you, what is your definition of ethnic cleansing? See, this is the first thing that I tried to do, but you literally told me that you wouldn't give me your definition. So then I didn't just give you my definition. I gave you the definition from the Oxford Language Dictionary. You know what I mean? But now you're telling me that you reject the definition of ethnic cleansing per Oxford language.
I think I will be.
Sir. Don't interrupt me, sir. Don't interrupt me.
I'm sorry.
Just hang on.
I apologize.
Now if you're telling me that you reject the definition of ethnic cleansing per Oxford language, okay, then what is your definition of ethnic cleansing? Tell me.
My definition of ethnic cleansing is evacuating a select ethnic makeup or individual genealogy. That means, like, for example, what's happening in Israel and Palestine. The Israelis are ethnically cleansing the Gaza Strip because Palestinians are a whole different ethnicity. Okay, Ukrainians and Russians are both Slavs. Therefore, your definition of ethnic cleansing, while it may be appropriate to what's happening between Russia and Ukraine, is not the proper definition.
Yeah, so nothing in the definition of ethnic cleansing, even the one that you just provided, implies anything about the doer of an ethnic cleansing being a different ethnicity than those in which are being ethnically cleansed, okay? Right?
Like that's usually a prerequisite.
Well, you didn't define that in your definition. And by the way, you said
that's usually a prerequisite.
Okay. Well, you just said usually, not necessarily, meaning that you are stating that this is something that we would typically see given an ethnic cleansing. However, it's not necessary to me in order to define ethnic cleansing.
But can you repeat that?
Well, you just said, like, this is usually a prerequisite. All that tells me, because you use the term usually and not necessary, is that this is something that we usually see when an ethnic cleansing would occur, but it's not necessary to see in order for an ethnic cleansing to occur, right? And by the way, when I just asked you to define ethnic cleansing, you went on to say, well, I think ethnic cleansing is when you target and forcefully expel an ethnic group. Even in your own definition of ethnic cleansing, you made no fucking implication about the doer of an ethnic cleansing being a different ethnicity than those that are being ethnically cleansed.
Do you know what prerequisite means?
A prerequisite in the sense that you're doing, in the
In
sense
the
that you're using
sense
it.
that the individual country
not.
or the individual being that's doing the ethnic cleansing is usually of a different ethnicity. That's the prerequisite.
Okay, so
However-
so let me ask you a question, sir. So let's just say like we had a dictator of America, like Trump. He just went like full like Hitler mode, and he decided that he wanted to kill like all white people in America. Would that not be like an ethnic cleansing or genocide since he's also white?
That would be a genocide, but not an ethnic cleansing.
Okay, so in order for a genocide to be met, it doesn't matter if like you're like the same like race, right? However, right, in order for an ethnic cleansing to be met, you do have to be a different race or a different ethnicity.
That's the prerequisite, Dane.
Okay, so why is this a prerequisite that you hold for ethnic cleansing, but this is not a prerequisite that you hold for genocide?
Because genocide is a mass murder of a select group of individuals, no matter what the race is of the murderer.
Okay, well, you're actually not telling me. Okay, listen. So you're not telling me like
That's a
why.
fact.
You're not telling me that. You're not telling me why you use this as a prerequisite in one scenario but not the other. You're just telling me that you do use this as a prerequisite in one scenario. But
Well,
not the
I
other.
just illustrated, Dean, that's the difference. That a genocide is done against a select group in mass. It does not matter who's doing it, whether it be the same ethnicity or whatnot.
So then why does it matter
that
who's
it's
doing it in
done.
ethnic cleansing?
Because ethnic cleansing is specific to the ethnicity of the folks who are being killed and the folks who's doing the killing.
Okay, according to what dictionary would you be able to give me a definition of ethnic cleansing that would include some specification or prerequisite defining that the ethnicity of the doer has to be the same as the ethnicity of those that are being expelled?
The Catman Dictionary in Zambia, excuse me. Cadman Dictionary, Zambia.
He's right.
Not playing around, dude. I swear I'm not even playing around.
Cadman, C-A-D?
C-A-D-M-O-N.
M-O-N. Cadman Dictionary is
Might as well just search that
is
up.
not a thing.
I don't think Zambia is going to specify.
Cadman Dictionary is not a thing.
It is a thing.
No.
It literally is.
Go ahead and give me give me any online reference to the Cadman Dictionary.
Search up Amazon Cadman Dictionary. That's a dictionary I have right now.
Dude, give me any fucking online reference to this.
I'm telling you, search up Cadman Dictionary.
Anyone can go listen, bro. Anyone watching this live can go on pause right now. Go to Google, type in Cadman Dictionary. Nothing will come up. That's why I'm asking you like, specifically for an. You got to be trolling.
I swear I'm being as genuine as I can.
Listen, bro. Are you just bored? Are you trolling?
Well, number one, I am bored, but I'm not.
But I think that you're trolling. You just made that up on the spot. There's no such thing.
I swear, dude.
No, dude. Then like I said, okay. Then prove what you're saying by giving me an online reference to this dictionary.
That's where I'm getting my terms from.
Oh, listen to the goddamn words that are coming out of my mouth.
I'm
Prove
very
what you
much
are
listening.
saying by giving me an online reference to this dictionary. Do it.
Listen, you're young, Dean. Relax. You don't want to get your blood pressure too high. And I'm telling you, Dean. I'm joking around, by the way. I'm sorry. But that dictionary is what I'm getting my information off of. I don't know any.
So give me an online reference.
I only got paperback, man.
Give me an online reference to the CAD.
Dean, I don't know what you're trying to look for. I'm not trying to annoy
I'm
you.
trying to look for the Cadman Dictionary. Give me an online reference to the Cadman Dictionary. That's what I'm trying to look for. Last chance, buddy. Last chance before you're fucking blocked. All right, pal?
Dean, I'm trying to help you out, man.
Then, okay, if you're trying to help me
genuinely
out, then give me, right, an online
what? How
reference
about this?
to the Cadman Dictionary.
Search up ethnic cleansing definition Cadman Dictionary.
Ethnic
That may
cleansing
help you out.
definition, Cadman ethnic cleansing definition. Yeah, the first thing that pops up is going to be Merriam-Webster in Oxford language defining it in the sense that I gave you.
Well, maybe it's not as popular anymore. It was back in the 90s, man.
So can you give me any online reference to the Cadman Dictionary?
I mean, if it's not there, I guess it's not there. But
All right, perfect. I'm going to go to kick you. Thank you so much for coming up. We're going to go to move on to somebody that is not trolling. Go ahead and hop in that queue if you support Trump. Yeah, everybody is finding the same thing that I did, right? When you look up Cadman Dictionary, what pops up is this poet from the 7th century named Cadman. Okay, what like an annoying guy? What like an annoying motherfucker? Okay. Hey, Earthical, you're back in my queue for the second time in a row after coming up yesterday and not being a Trump supporter. Feel free to leave the queue. However, right, you're breaking the rules because we're specifically looking to talk to people that are MAGA. We're going to move on to the next guest, guys. Hop inside of that queue if you happen to be a Trump supporter. We'll happily get that next guest up here literally right now, y'all. If you happen to be a part of the 16,000 people hanging out with us in here for the day, hope you're having fun. I don't know what it is. The guests today are a little bit annoying. So, yeah. We're going to get that next Trump supporter loaded up in here right now, though. If you're watching and you want to support me, thank you so much for the galaxy. You can support me over on Venmo and PayPal, which are found within the link tree in my bio. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, how do you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born in?
Thinking you're some Emily in Paris. I'm such a menace. On election day, I'll leave you embarrassed. They keep trying to kill me, but I only come back stronger. Won't take me down with bullets. Gotta put up with me much longer. Ugly, your overconfidence is well.
Are you playing a goddamn AI song of Donald Trump? This is embarrassing. Turn it off. Turn it off and he left. Dude, why are the people so weird today? Like, where are you fucking weirdos coming from? So I feel like at this point, let me go ahead and tell you what I think, chat. Let me tell you what I think. I think that we're at a point where the Trump supporters know they can't beat me in a debate. So now they're just coming up here to fucking troll, dude. How, like, yo, so spineless, so beta. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Jocelyn, thank you for the $1 over on PayPal. Appreciate you for the love. As well as Indy, that is INDI. Thank you for the $10 over on PayPal, who says, hey, Dean, love listening to your debates. I find them really interesting. Sending love from Britain. Thank you so much for the love, Indy. Show some love to Indy down below in that chat while we're looking for that next Trump supporter to come up here and have a discussion with me. Thank you so much, Indy. Huge shout out to you, for real. As well as Tina, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal. And May, thank you so much for the Galaxy Globe on TikTok. Thank you, guys. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Aiden, yes, I do. 36, born 1988.
Okay, all right, perfect. Dude, why the fuck? Okay, listen to me. Emphasis on the fuck. Do you support the worst president of your 36, there we go, years of life?
That's so inappropriate for you, because this is a matter of opinions, because just because you believe he's terrible, that really doesn't mean that he is. The clash of opinions, clash of visions, Vision of the Anointed. Try to read Thomas Sowell, for example. That's a good start.
I'm literally God, okay? So whatever I think is true. I'm just kidding. That's blasphemy, okay? I don't actually believe
But that's what you just said. That's what all the liberals think. That's the problem.
Liberals don't literally think that they're God. Probably the guy who's trying to play all-powerful authoritarian dictator, taking his fist and slamming it down by declaring war in American cities and giving the military an illegal directive to arrest citizens.
That's your opinion, though. That's just your opinion. That's all your opinion. Are you saying Donald Trump had not had a single policy that was majorly agreed upon the Americans that it was good?
No. Like, for instance, one that I think that majority of Americans agree that was good was the Genius Act that was passed under his administration, bipartisan. Same thing first time with the Farm Bill, the COVID boost, the expediting, like the approval of the vaccine too. Like, I think that those were like 3 like bipartisan policies passed. And
how about No Surprise Act?
But
how about that? No Surprise Act?
I want you to,
I'm sorry, Dean, go ahead.
I want you to respond to what I said though, right?
Sure, go ahead.
Because you told me that it was an opinion that Donald Trump declared war in American cities. Yeah, Trump's opinion. He's the one that said that.
I mean, this is your opinion, because a lot of Republicans don't see it as a declaration of war in American cities. We see it as a declaration of war on crime, for example.
Okay, well then you're just delusional, because he's the one that said that this is a war from within.
Ad hominems, great. Chat, you see how he wins ad hominems? That's what it is. That's the vision of the anointed. That's the vision of the libs. Right? You can't provide the evidence. You yourself contradict yourself, because you're coming here and you're stating on your lives that, hey, look, I'm also good, so emotionally moral. There's a moral plane between us and you, right? So then I'm going to use the logic, and I'm advocating, because in the next primaries, I want to make sure that everybody use logic, common sense, and evidence. But here you go, Din. You engage in absolute ad hominem for the President Trump, and there is no logic and common sense in ad hominem. If you could have provided, and you agree on your own accords, that President Trump did produce policies that were beneficial. And by the way, regarding to the Patriots, do you
No,
consider
I didn't
Abraham
say
Lincoln
that.
as a Patriot?
I didn't say that Donald Trump produced these policies. I said that they were passed under his administration. They were produced by partisan by Democrats and Republicans in Congress. Like particularly, like the Genius Act was drafted by a Democrat. And then you just told me that like I was like throwing out an ad hominem. I called you delusional. Well, I apologize for using like.
But also Donald Trump. You constantly insulting him.
Thank you so much. So I put you on mute just because you interrupted me. So I apologize for calling you delusional. My bad. But my point still stands though, because you said that in your opinion, you didn't take what Donald Trump did as a declaration of war. Okay, well then I think that you're silly. Is that maybe a better word than delusional? The reason why I think that you're silly here is because he called it war. Like he was like, yeah, this is war. That's what he said. That's what he said, man. I'm sorry that I'm the one to break it to you. He's the one that called it war.
This is not what you said.
That is
I
what
hope
I
Chad
said.
is listening. You said that he declared the war on Americans. That is what you said.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes, and then my evidence was that he called his deployments of the military in American cities war.
Okay, but he called it a war on crime. So he deploys American troops for the war on crime, not on American citizens. Where are you sourcing that Donald Trump said that he is employing the war on American citizens? This is possibly going to be then a genocide of the American people then.
Of course.
Then it's going to be an overtakeover.
Of course.
So what are you saying?
My source said he was declaring war on American citizens was like a week and a half ago when he was giving a speech to his top generals from the Pentagon, and he said that the real enemy is the enemy from within, and that he was going to deploy the military in American cities like Memphis, like Chicago, like Portland, like San Francisco, and that this is a war from within. And then he even went on to direct his Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, to use these American cities as quote unquote training ground for the American military.
Wow. Wow. Can you source that? Yeah, can you source that?
Yeah, for sure. Which one?
Your statement, for example, that he directed his generals that deployment of the American troops as the war of crime would be then a training ground exercises for American troops to get better. Not that like American troops need some training, right? We are probably one of the most proficient and strongest military in the world. But according to you, we need training. According to Donald Trump, we need training. According to, yeah. Mm-hmm. And just because you're typing, right? Can you bring it on a big screen so the chat can see that I'm a liar and then you actually so benevolently correct?
Yeah, for sure. You said they want me to put it on the big screen so I could expose you as wrong?
Oh, that would be good because then you can source yourself. Then that way the chat can actually see what they actually gave money to, Yeah, that's important.
Sounds fucking good, bro.
Good. And by the way, you crying for Charlie Kirk and then demonizing him later. Do you think that's cool, bro?
We'll happily talk about Charlie Kirk next, my friend. Don't try to pivot.
We're not pivoting. We're just, again, exposing the libs and the Democrats for what they are.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
It's an absolute pivot. There you go. Read that.
Can you read through the whole article? You're just giving us the headline.
I can't fit the whole article in a like 9:16 aspect ratio TikTok live, silly goose.
That's headline. That's a headline fallacy, right? That you actually Trump calls for using, and this is by the way we know what that means, right? That someone who wrote the article gives a headline. Now all the idiots who are the libs and Democrats who are listening to you right now believe you that the article actually has any evidence to figure that out. But actually, when you look inside the article, you'll figure out that this is the conclusion.
The evidence.
Conclusion. He didn't call it. Did he say it?
Yeah, no, literally called it. Trump calls U.S. cities a quote-unquote training ground for the military. Yes, this actually happened.
I wish we could read the body of the article.
Okay, then go do it.
It actually says it.
Then go to Google, type in
we'll do it.
AP.
No, we'll do it.
Trump calls for U.S. cities to use U.S. cities as training ground for
and I'll post it too. I'll post it too. That's great.
Don't worry,
I'll
man.
post it too after I'm done reading.
Yeah, feel free to post about it. We've all been posting about this for the last couple of weeks now.
Yeah, great. So now you know why people support Trump.
This isn't new at all. Yeah, people support Trump because, excuse me, you like to deny fucking reality. You came up here, you try to like fucking puff your chest. You were like, oh, Dean, I want you to provide an article. I want you to provide an article, okay, to prove that Donald Trump called or said that he wants to use the military as a training ground for the American military, okay? And then I provided you with that source, Okay, and then now you're like, oh well, it's a fallacy. It's a headline fallacy. It didn't actually happen. So you don't think that Donald Trump actually said this, right?
Well, I need to read the article to see it.
Well, how about I just play you the clip of Donald Trump actually saying this?
And I told
And even
we should
yeah,
use
go ahead.
some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military, National Guard military, because we're going into Chicago.
Dude, come on, bro.
Okay, so he said it.
He did. He
All
said
right.
it.
All right, so he said it. Does that prove your point that he is pouring war against American citizens?
So it proves my point. Yes, that he said that he wants to use the military to go into these cities and use these cities as training grounds for them. Yes.
But no, you said that he uses it against American citizens. He declared war against American citizens. That was your claim. Prove it.
Oh, well, yeah. So that was the second part of proof. The first part of the proof is that he just called it war. Yeah, but both of those two things.
Oh my God. So not war on crime. So you don't think that he's the incentive, the intent matters. So he actually tries to go after the bad people, tries to crack the crime, but not against the American citizens, not against Americans.
It's crimes.
And
Americans.
And by the way, who
crimes.
commits crimes? By the way, who commits
Trump,
crimes? By the way, illegal. Who commits crimes?
Trump, 34 felonies.
On that
adjudicated for
ad
raping a
hominem. You
woman.
see, but do you see how you virtue signaling right now? You see?
I'm just
Come on,
answering your
dude.
question.
You virtue signaling.
I'm just answering your question. You asked me who commits crimes, and I told you Trump. 34 felonies.
Oh, really?
He was held civilly
But he
liable for rape. He's violated the First Amendment in the last 8 months. He's violated the 14th Amendment in the last 8 months. He's called for termination of the 22nd Amendment in the last 8 months. He had a federal judge in Oregon say that he was violated the 10th Amendment by deploying the National Guard in Portland. He had a federal judge in Illinois say that he was in violation of the 10th Amendment for attempting to deploy the National Guard in Chicago. Yeah, this guy commits so many fucking crimes. Intentionally concealed classified documents in Mar-a-Lago.
This is a crime now.
What's a crime? What's a crime? This absolute fucking intellectual murder? I completely agree.
Wow, great. So Abraham Lincoln, when he actually violated the Constitution several times, and yet you actually said, well, he's not patriotic. You have so many people throughout the history who actually violated the Constitution, went against the Constitution, yet were very legit patriots of that country. And on certain occasions, and if truly Donald Trump violates Constitution in the way that you actually claim that he does, why don't he is being held accountable at Supreme Court but there is actually legislation, right? You said check and points and balances. This is not what the United States is, right? So how come he's still almighty, sits and provides us with the security that we so need, cleans the towns from trash of like gangsters, MS-13s, and then also helps people with illegal immigration? Like some Americans, unlike you, believe that's a good thing, not a bad thing.
Okay, well, to respond to that first part of the question, if he's truly violating the Constitution, then why is he not being held accountable for it? Well, he's not being impeached or indicted in Congress because he controls Congress. Yeah. When he didn't control Congress, he was impeached twice. Yeah. But then when he won the presidency, he actually fired Jack Smith, and he fired all of the individuals formed through special counsels to attempt to prosecute him for conspiracy to rig the outcome of the 2020 election, such as he admitted to. Think about it. And it's like, it's not even a question of like, has he violated the Constitution?
Wow.
That's not a question, okay? That is a fact, sir. Like, for instance, I'll give you a very clear example. Executive Order number 14160, signed into law his very first day into office, my friend, violated the 14th Amendment because it attempted to take away birthright citizenship from the children of undocumented immigrants born on American soil, even though if you just fucking read the 14th Amendment, it says all persons born on American soil and subject to the jurisdiction of our law is a citizen, and there's been case law since 1897 following the ratification of this amendment in 1865 that absurdly and demonstrate clearly that the children of undocumented immigrants born on the soil are citizens. And then here he is violating that amendment, attempting to illegally take that right away from them with an executive order. Do you see how this is not a matter of opinion, but rather a question of fact?
No problem. This is a question of fact, as you previously mentioned. But then, once again, you kind of hold the Congress and everybody else who you claim under Donald Trump like completely idiots, right? So in other words, that because he controls them, like he's so magnificent, they have no ability to vote for themselves. They have no ability. So everybody votes across the party lines, right? This is what it is. Nobody has an ability.
Around 90%
right?
of the GOP is just absolutely Trump. What do you want me to do, Trump? I'll do whatever you want, Trump. Yeah, about 90%.
Okay, 90%. That's statistically, you have a study to support that. That's like, or this is just a
Camilla,
personal
thank
opinion.
you so much for the Leon the Kitten. I appreciate you for the love, Camilla. Thank you so much for the love. Oh, well, that 90% figure comes from like the fact of like the House voting for the
Dean's facts.
Well, it comes from the fact that the House, like in voting for the release of the Epstein file, was was able to get every single Democrat on board, and then they were able to get Thomas Massie, who's a Republican, on board. They were able to get MTG, who's a Republican, on board. Fucking crazy, by the way. But then all the other Republicans are like, no, we want to protect the pedophiles because Trump told us to. He called it an act of hostility to vote for the release of the files that expose the pedos. Yeah.
Are you a conspiracy person? You truly believe that the Epstein files would have something in those files that would actually be enough in order to impeach Trump or produce significant criminal evidence against him in order for him to be put in jail? This is like we're live chat. Is that what you believe?
Okay, well, first and foremost, I don't understand why you're now fucking shifting the goalposts. It's like every time I respond to a question that you ask, all of a sudden you ignore my answer and move on to a new question. Like, once again, the question that you asked me was, well, why do you think that 90% of Republicans in Congress just want to suck his ring and do whatever the fuck? Well, I mean, hey, listen, man, my evidence was that 90% of the Republicans in the House have just been unwilling to vote for the release of the Epstein files. So that's where that claim is coming from. And then also, you even shifted the goalposts away from that. Even that question, how do you know that 90% of people in Congress are like staunchly pro-Trump no matter what? Even that was an example of you shifting the goalpost away from my original claim that I made, demonstrating the fact that Donald Trump has infringed on the Constitution, such as an executive order I was telling you about that infringed on the 14th Amendment. Sir?
Fine. So let me respond. Fine. So, okay, based on what you're saying, guys, fine. It's 90%, according to you, 90% of the, of the Trump supporters, so to say, I'm not going to do that. And therefore, basically believe this is because they're trying to protect Trump. However, if you're going to do a Karl Popper's theory about the falsification, you're going to have to consider maybe there are other possibilities why I decided to do so. Number one would be they are Homo sapiens, and they actually decided that actually this have no merit, and therefore this have nothing to do with Donald Trump. So, by the way, association and causality, as you know, not really truly related. So until you truly can prove that there is Donald Trump who told them that, hey, look, otherwise you're going to be terminated or there will be political consequences, everything that you're providing so far is just an association. It's the same fallacy that you claim on this live that you don't want to commit. And yet you're still committing it. So that's interesting.
The crazy shit here is that I truly can prove it. Because you just said, unless you could truly prove that he would be threatening them with political consequences, then I don't have an argument. I can. So on the day when we had the victims of Epstein speaking out in front of the Capitol, Donald Trump's White House put out a statement calling it an act of hostility to vote for the release of the files in Congress.
Okay. Did he threaten any one of them individually? Like what? Did he threaten any one of them individually? What?
Well, he threatened anybody that would vote for the files being released, as he said it would be an act of hostility against the administration to vote for the release. Dude, that's crazy. I've like proof for everything.
It's intellectually disingenuous. It's intellectually disingenuous.
The only thing that's intellectually disingenuous here is you, and you know it. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's ad hominem. I'm
sorry, it's not an ad hominem. Oh, wait.
That's fine.
Wait, if it was an ad hominem for me to call you intellectually dishonest, then it was an ad hominem for you to call me intellectually dishonest. What the fuck? You suck. You just said, Dean, you're intellectually dishonest. Then I was like, no, the only thing intellectually dishonest here is you. And then they're like, man, I'm going to whine and cry like a piss boy. That's an ad hominem. Shut the fuck up. Feel free to unmute. I'm sorry if I'm going a little bit hard on you.
That's okay. That's fine, bro. It's all right. You coping. I get it. We saw you act with Charlie. That's fine, bro. No problems there.
You think that I'm coping? Why would I be coping over winning a debate?
Winning a debate? You think anyone competes with you? Why God? You're like 18 or 20. You think anybody really gives a shit? Like, I think you're coping because...
That's cope. No, that's cope. That's cope. That's
really?
cope. That's cope. I just said I'm winning the debate. And then you responded to that by saying, you think I give a shit? That's cope. Yeah.
Really? That's what you think what it is? Okay. I think you're coping the fact that the Republicans control the House and they control the Senate and Donald Trump is the president, and that's why you're coping.
Oh, wait. So
that's what it is.
So the Republicans control the government?
Well, yeah.
Is the government shut down?
Because of you.
Oh, wait, but you just said the Republicans control the government.
Yes, unfortunately. They do not.
You just
They
said
do
that
not.
they do.
They do. They control the government. Yes.
So it's okay, and they shut it down then.
Well, we know who shut it down, though. You know,
Those are the controller?
paychecks for those patients for CMS patients.
Because of the big beautiful bill. Can we thank Trump for that? Ooh.
Why do you want to thank Trump for that?
Well, it's because it was his one big beautiful bill.
Well, his beautiful bill is supposed to provide other subsidiaries, for example, of the VA Act, for example, that he actually expanded the coverage of the VA veterans and increased their coverage under the healthcare services. What do you have to say about that?
You're talking about the VA Emissions Act. I'll happily have a conversation with you
yes.
about the VA Emissions
Yeah.
Act after
No,
you respond to the
but
claim that I made
okay.
about the big beautiful bill. Because if you are now attempting to shift the goalpost and have a conversation about the VA Emissions Act instead of the big beautiful bill, my claim that it cut 10 million low-income Americans off of Medicaid, I just simply call you a pivoter, right? But obviously,
well, I
you're
can
going to be
tell
a
you-
good faith,
I can tell you that
a good faith interlocutor. So I want you to respond to my claim. You said, oh, well, now during the government shutdown, people like can't go to the hospital, can't talk to their physicians if they're on Medicaid. You could thank the Democrats in Congress for that, for shutting down the government, which, by the way, I don't think the Democrats did. But then I was like, in response, okay. So does this mean that we could also thank Trump and the Republicans in Congress for the 10 million low-income Americans that no longer have access to Medicaid because the big beautiful bill took it away from them, according to the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, alongside the Congressional Budget Office?
These people did not have a secondary supplementary insurance, yes or no?
Why would a low-income American that's on Medicaid have?
Wait a second. Oh, excuse me. Why is that your answer? Are you pivoting right now? Answer the question. Do you have an evidence to support that these people who were kicked out based on what you're saying over Medicare, Medicaid programs did not have a secondary supplementary insurance? Yes or no?
Yeah, well, I mean, let's look up what percentage of like low-income Americans making $20,000 per year have secondary or supplementary insurance.
Oh, you can't even spell it. Yeah, motherfucker, bye.
Oh, so because I didn't pronounce insurance correctly on the first try, now you're going to leave? Oh, he did. Also, you said you can't even spell it. No, I couldn't pronounce it. There's a difference between spelling a word and pronouncing a word. Jesus Christ. Even in his like one-line zinger that he like dropped before he like dipped because he's terrified, right? He wasn't even like tracking. Even in like the one-line zinger, oh, Dean, you can't even... He fucked that one up too. God damn it, bro. Hate to be you. Fucking it all up, man. How embarrassing. All right, guys. I mean, if that's the state of America, if that's the state of MAGA, if that's where we're at, guys, I'm very fearful for the future generations. Go ahead and hop in that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump as president. I'd love to have you up here. Let me go to thank a couple people in the meantime, though. If you do want to support me, you can find me on PayPal and Venmo, found it in the link tree.
Hang on.
What's up, man? Are you MAGA?
Hang on. Give me a second.
Okay, I'll give you a second. While I'm giving you a second, I'm going to thank a couple people. Alex, thank you for the $20 over on PayPal. Alex with the $20 not on PayPal and Venmo says, don't you just love it when MAGA starts by saying they actually believe in facts, then they immediately get proven wrong by facts? Yeah, I fucking love it, Alex. Thank you for the $20. Let's get 200 Alex W's, as well as 100 Eric W's. Thank you so much for the love, Eric. As well as you missed my 50, but I had to send another 10.
All right, give me a second. I need to get in my car real quick because my house is a little loud right now.
Okay, that's fine. Just make sure you don't drive it. Eric, I'll check that. I don't know if you sent me 50. Though,
No,
I'll look for it.
it's off.
Cool. Thank you so much, Eric. As well as Emma, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. Tyler with the $7. And Kylie, thank you so much for the 10. As well as Joby, thank you. This was 33 minutes ago, but I still really want to thank you. Joby, thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo. Joby, that is Joby, says, love every live you do. Can't get enough of these, honestly. Well, thank you so much for the love, Joby. That is super duper kind of you. I'm really happy that you like what we do here. These lives are pretty fun. Love debating. As well as I think we just got another one in. Brooke, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. And LJ, thank you so much for the $15 on Venmo, and Kindle with the $11 as well. Thank you all so much for the love. One last time here, if you do want to support me, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio over on TikTok and in the pinned message of the YouTube stream. As well as Rise, thank you for the Galaxy. Mr. Sir Moose, do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
And how old are you?
I'm 18. I turned 18 a couple weeks ago.
Okay. And I'm just looking at your account. Your bio says, we must speak up, keep the work from a Charlie Kirk around, be loud. So are you ready to be loud?
Sorry, I started posting like the day after, a couple days after his assassination. Before we start, I'm just wondering, how are you doing today, man?
Well, I'm doing awesome. How about yourself, Moose?
Long day.
I get it. I'm having a long day after that. Awesome. I think that all a week. Five abortions a week.
Dude, that's crazy. No, I think that if they want to go and have, sorry for the language, but have sex with guys multiple times a week or whatever, I think that they should suffer the consequences for that. If you want to go and do that with another person, another guy, I think that you should either practice it safely. Even then, it's not even 100% taken care of. But I think that abortion should be illegal.
Okay. And the reason is because you think that women should have to suffer the consequences of their actions. Is there any other reasons why you think it should be illegal?
A human life is life, and it happens at conception, and it has been proven.
Okay. Right. Well, that is a scientific fact. It's not a moral argument. We're going to go ahead and start off with your first argument there, well, that women have to suffer the consequences of their actions. So point number one, I appreciate the fact that you recognize that when women are forced to be pregnant by pro-life legislation, it causes them to suffer. Right? I didn't know that pro-lifers wanted people to suffer.
I used the wrong word there, but in a way, I think that they should take on the consequences of their actions.
There you go. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I think that this is a pretty uncompelling argument, just saying that you should have to deal with the consequences of your actions because you engaged in an action which ran a risk of this particular outcome occurring. Therefore, you have to suck it up and deal with said outcome. We don't really do this, man. Like, I'll give you an example. Think about it. The anxiety pin, okay? It increases my chance of lung cancer developing by like 30%. It's insane. I need to quit. I seriously do. It's bad, right? But the fact of the matter is, I know that, and I'm still huffing and puffing on the anxiety pin. If I were to develop lung cancer, do you think I should just have to suffer the consequences of my actions and, like, you know, potentially die and deal with it? Or should I be able to go to the hospital, pay for treatment, and access immediate means such as chemotherapy to kill the life of the lung cancer?
Here's the thing, though. That's your life, and that child is that child's life.
Oh, awesome. So now but see, the thing is now you're no longer arguing that the reason why abortion is immoral is because a woman has to accept the consequence of her action, because we don't do that for smokers that get lung cancer. We don't do that for alcoholics that get liver failure. And we don't do that for people that go out into the sun without sunscreen on and developing melanoma. But you only want to do that for women in pregnancy. But now you're shifting the argument away from dealing with the consequences of their actions into just simply valuing the life of the fetus. So let me ask you this. Why do you think it is wrong to kill a fetus?
Because a fetus is a human life.
Okay, we don't think it's wrong to kill all human lives. I'll be very specific. When a brain dead patient...
Oh, so hang on. So you're trying to justify murder.
Okay, well, no, it's not murder in the first place. You cut out. Say that again. I feel like you said yes, it is, but we didn't hear you.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so you just think that murder equals killing humans?
You come from a fetus, yes or no?
Was I a fetus? Yeah.
Yeah. So you're a human life, right?
Yeah. I am.
So it would be murder if you decide to kill the fetus, right?
No. And I'll tell you why.
No?
Because you just told us that murder is killing human life. So let me get this straight. If you're family man, you have a wife and kids, somebody breaks into your house with a gun and tries to kidnap your children and kill your wife. If you kill them before they're able to do that, you ended a human life. Are you a murderer?
No, I'm protecting my family.
Awesome. So then
That's
murder
what it
isn't
is.
just simply killing human life. It's something more than that. That something more would be unjustifiably killing human life. So the question is, although I can acknowledge that when you kill a fetus, you're ending a human life, that's a scientific fact, give me a moral argument to demonstrate that it's unjustified.
to an extent. If someone is breaking into my house with the intention of causing harm to me, my wife, and my children, I will take action. I won't intentionally try to kill them, but I will try to keep them from harming me or my family.
Right.
That's my goal.
Right.
Whereas with abortion, you want to kill that human, the fetus, because you don't want to go through having to go through the pregnancy, the 9 months, and then have to go take care of it and then raise it till it's 18, then it's on its own.
Yeah. Well, see, my thing is I just don't think that the fetus is a morally valuable life form, because I can't identify any trait about it that would make it morally valuable. Let me give you the rundown. It's a human, but I don't think our species classification is what makes us valuable. When a kid dies, I'm not crying because we lost a member of my species, species. Well, which one is it? Would it be I'm crying because I don't know. Anyways, grammar. Anyways, when a kid dies, I'm not crying because we lost a member of our species, but rather I'm crying because this innocent little child with like their own unique perceptions of the world around them and developing like low levels of like emotions, like died, right? That's really sad. However, right, that means according to my perceptions, the value that child would have would be rooted within their sentience. It would be rooted within their consciousness. Same thing with the value that I believe you have. Same thing with the value that I believe I have. Okay? And I feel like this point is demonstrated incredibly clearly when we also look at something like a brain dead patient. A brain dead patient is biologically human. They're also biologically alive, but we don't think it's murder to kill them, right? And same thing goes for the fetus. Although it is biologically human and it's biologically alive, I don't think it's murder to kill it.
Yeah, you glitched out
until around
out there for the last like 30 seconds.
Okay, skip to the important part. I think where we derive value from is not our species and it's not our biological life. It is our ability to subjectively interact in the world around us, okay? That would be sentience. And a fetus doesn't have sentience until 20 through 24 weeks, meaning that prior to that point, I do not think the fetus is a morally valuable life form. Therefore, when a woman enacts upon her bodily autonomy, evicts the fetus from her womb, even if that fetus dies as a result, I do not think that anything morally wrong occurred.
Okay, I want to get your side here, okay? Why do you, and sorry if you already answered this, you've been glitching out just a little bit, but why do you think that abortion shouldn't be illegal?
Well, I mean, I actually just told you.
Sorry, you were glitching out for a little bit. Can you just quick little rundown real quick?
Yeah, in a sentence or less, it's because I don't think that there's anything wrong about it.
Anything wrong about killing the start of a human life?
Precisely, Moose.
Keyword there, human life.
Yes.
Okay? It's still a human.
I know.
Okay. And you just justified human murder.
Well,
right there.
No, it's not murder, because once again, murder is the unjust termination of a human life. And because I just gave you an argument to demonstrate why I don't think it's unjust, it's not murder.
The kid can't defend himself, though. Okay?
Yeah,
it's
fetus
still a
can't
human life.
Defend themselves, just like a brain dead patient can't defend themselves. Do you think that it's murder to pull the plug on a brain dead patient because they're biologically human, they're biologically alive, and they can't defend themselves?
But they're brain dead. They can't care for themselves. They're on machines.
But they have to be reliant on some external means of support in order to maintain their life, just like a fetus before viability. Therefore, you think it's okay to kill a fetus prior to viability for the same reasons you think it's okay to pull the plug on a brain dead patient, killing them too.
That's how the creation of life works, okay?
Okay, and just like that's how life support works. That's not informing us about any morally relevant facts.
Do you know when a heartbeat starts for a fetus?
Yeah, 6 to 7 weeks.
All right. Now, when do you find out that you're pregnant?
Well, typically 7 to 8 weeks. Well, they'd say, well, that's...
If it has a heartbeat, it's a lie. No, hang on. If it has a heartbeat, is it...
That was when you can begin to figure out that you're pregnant on average, is 7 to 8 weeks. 8 to 10. 7 to 10, somewhere in there. God? 6, 7. Are you here?
Glitched out for a little bit.
Okay. Sir?
You're glitching out. Sorry, my service out here is very bad.
Okay. It is pretty bad. Do you want to go inside the house? Go into a room? I think it could be a bit better.
Give me a second.
Yeah, okay. While I was doing that, I mean, we have like just a couple people to thank here real quick. So that's like actually fine. It's a good point in time. For those hanging out with us, make sure that we're double tapping while he's going inside to get into a place with a little bit better of a connection. Real quick, oh my God. Dude, Brandon, thank you for the $5 over at Venmo. Brandon says, just seeing clips fueled my soul. Seeing it live deserves a paper Lincoln. Keep it up, man. Thank you so much for the love, Brandon. Huge shout out to you. Thank you for your kindness. As well as Maddie, thank you so much for the $25. Holy shit, the 25 big ones over on Venmo. Maddie with the 25 big ones says, love listening to you and love you risking your peace to inform so many. My in-laws are all very MAGA and you've given me more knowledge to share with them. You know what, Maddie? Change their minds. I believe in you. Thank you for the $25 and thank you for the kind words. Show some goddamn diddly darn love to Maddie down below in that comment section. Thank you so very much. Shout out to you, Maddie. Thank you so much. As well as we have a couple people over on PayPal. Oh my God, you guys are being so fucking kind today. Let's go ahead and start with Rowan. Thank you so much for the $50, Rowan. Dude, let's get 500 Rowan W's. Rowan, that is a shit ton of money. Thank you so much for the love. Rowan with the $50 says, you are politically powerful. Please allow people with equal minds to connect with you. Trump supporters just troll. A lot of us actually care. If you're referring to like people that like aren't Trump supporters that just want to come up and chat, well, I mean, I want to start doing more and more Q&As. So I think I will, Rowan. Thank you for the $50. Show some love to Rowan. As well as, oh my God. Dude, you guys are like seriously being so fucking kind. Why? Thank you so much for the $100 over on PayPal. Thank you so much for the love. Why? Now, why here in their message says, can I have a chat with you? The account name is Cola on TikTok. Why? Are you a Trump supporter? Because if you're a Trump supporter, yeah, I'll have you up. But I really do appreciate you so much for the $100. Wow, that's very kind of you. Seriously, as well as Christopher, thank you for the $73 and the 73 cents. Thank you so much, dude. Like seriously, oh my God. Christopher, the $73 says good content, solid factual arguments, based on the Constitution. Dude, it's good to see you again, Christopher. I think that you were hanging out with us yesterday. Just thank you so much for your kindness, bro. No, bro, take your time. Seriously. Thank you so much, Christopher. Thank you, Y. Thank you, Rowan. Show some love to all of the donors down below in that chat. Seriously, you guys have been like incredibly fucking kind. Thank you guys. It means the world. Thank you guys so much for your kindness. Are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here.
10 times better. Oh my God, I hear you like a billion times better now. I don't know what happened. So, I don't know. They're muted. Maybe they're walking to their room. In the meantime, chat, how we doing today? Let me know how you're doing down below. I'm going to talk to you guys for maybe literally 15 seconds while this guy's just getting to a quiet place in his house so we could resume our conversation here on live.
All right, there we go.
Oh, there you are. Awesome. Welcome back. So here's where we left off on. We left off on you. Shit. Ooh, this is hard. I don't remember where we left off. Oh, we left off on you saying that I think murder's okay. And then I was like, no, I don't think that murder's okay. And then I was like, well, it's not murder to kill a fetus because it doesn't have consciousness. And then you're like, yes, it is murder to kill a fetus because it's human and alive. And then that's when I was like, well, so's a brain dead patient. Do you think it's murder to kill him? And you were like, oh, no, it's not murder to kill a brain dead patient because to stay alive, they have to be reliant on external means such as life support in order to keep them alive. And then that's when you just left alive, Moose. Fuck you. Just kidding. Okay. Well, God damn it, Moose. God damn it, bro. God damn it. Really? Really? Is that how we're gonna play this game, Moose? You're gonna make your bio. We have to keep on talking to keep Charlie Kirk's dream alive. Sir, you just let Charlie Kirk down on his birthday too, Moose. Really? Let him down on his birthday, Moose. Oh, fake fan, bro. Fake fan. We're gonna move on to the next guest, guys. Hop in the queue if you happen to be MAGA. We're gonna get you loaded up in here. What's up? Do you support Trump, Joanna?
I wanted you to have somebody with the uterus up there while you were arguing abortion, but absolutely not. I would fucking never.
You know what, Joanna? I wish I would have saw you early and brought you up because I would have loved you to have a conversation with Moose, but unfortunately, he did. Listen, Joanna, I hope you have a good rest of your day. We're going to get on to that next guest. Hop inside of that queue if you happen to be a Trump supporter. We got MAGA Joe connected to this stream. Honestly, I want to hear more from Joanna. Maybe, Joanna, if you happen to be in here, feel free to hop in that queue. Maybe when we get another little shitty man arguing pro-life, love to have you up. You just from the little bit that you shared with us, you sound like you sound like you'd be nice to have up. You know, what's up? Do you support Trump, MAGA Joe?
Hey, Dean. Yeah, I do. What are you?
Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. We're going to move on to the next. Yes. Oh man, this dude be good. He's literally a Magager Swanson. May, thank you so much for the galaxy. I appreciate that. Oh guys, dude, fucking cracking me up over here, man. Cracking me up. Yo, Fiona, thank you so much for the $20 over on Venmo saying GOAT. Thank you so much for your kindness, Fiona. Show some love to Fiona down below in that comment section. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, Fiona. Let's get 200 big Fiona W's down below. I appreciate you for your kindness. What's up, Seb? Do you support Trump?
No. At all.
Based, but banned, because unfortunately we're just looking for MAGA. We are going to go ahead and get that next guest loaded up into the box. Who do we got? We got NME loading up into the queue right now, as well as Lily. Thank you for the $20 on Venmo 2 minutes ago. Lily says, I don't know how you have the patience with some of these callers. Lily, I don't know either. It's been a developed skill. And sometimes I lose my patience. How many of you guys watching have like truly seen me lose my patience before? I feel like yesterday I really lost it. Ooh, boy, I really lost it yesterday. That was pretty brutal. But I defend it. I do. That guess was gross. We got that next guest, Christine, loading up into the box. What's up, Christine? You support Trump?
As you see, I'm loaded. I'm like locked and loaded to go. We're getting that part here STO'd, but I'm waiting for Andy to.
I feel like we're intruding. We're gonna move on to that one medic kid. Here we go. Oh boy, what's up? Do you support Trump?
Hello.
Hey, are you MAGA?
Yes, I am.
Why?
Well, I know that, I want to debate you about abortion. Because I'm pro-life.
Well, how old are you?
I'm 18. I was born in September of 07, so last month.
Okay, you're born in last month. Oh, let me just ask you a quick question. Are you like pro-life in all scenarios?
Yes.
That's Joanna.
For most part.
Okay.
So I think abortion is wrong.
Wait, you just said yes? Wait. So,
I
like, if a woman...
abortion is completely wrong.
If a woman might die if she were to give birth, you don't think that she should be able to get abortion?
Well, there's C-section, which you could wait till about 21 to 28 weeks, where the baby has a chance of life in the NICU.
Okay, so imagining that she has some life-threatening condition prior to viability, and the only way to terminate said life-threatening condition would be to abort the fetus, resulting in its death. Would you be okay with that?
So are you talking about like the birth would kill her, or what are you talking about? Like what would kill her?
Most likely in this scenario, the pregnancy in of itself.
Well, I think it has to be under certain circumstances, but I've never heard of any cases of that.
It happens all the time in ectopic pregnancies.
Yeah, because I've not heard of that, but like we can wait until
preeclampsia is going to be a big one too.
Yeah, I'll have to do the research on that, but like we can wait until the baby has a chance at life in the NICU.
Wait, but waiting would kill the woman.
At what point of pregnancy would the mother die?
Well, I'm just saying,
like right when at conception, or
if like preeclampsia were to develop in a pregnancy, like prior to viability, right? That woman needs to get an emergency abortion, or she could die, right? So, do you think that an emergency abortion in that circumstance would be justified?
Possibly.
Okay, and like even in the scenario where like, what the fuck do you mean possibly?
Well, I feel like it's just like dependent on like, what like the risk of death, like if it's like what
does the risk of death need to be in order for you to think that a woman should be able to get an abortion?
That the risk is over like 75, over 50% that she will die. But
so she has like a 45% chance of death. You think that she shouldn't be allowed an abortion?
No, because I feel like the baby still has human rights.
Oh my God, dude. Wow, all of a sudden we're just pro-death. Dude, this is crazy. Literally like 3 minutes of investigation of a pro-life view and all of a sudden they're pro-death. Yeah, man. Listen, if you were a woman, you wouldn't think this. If men could get pregnant, you wouldn't think this. The only reason why you do think this is because of some twisted values likely...
Yes.
Exactly. Twisted values rooted in Christianity. An absolute perversion of the human rights of the woman, right? Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And do you think that abortion is like should be legal because it's a sin in Scripture?
It should be completely illegal because
it's
any
morally
death,
wrong because
any
of the Bible?
murder, it is morally wrong.
Because of the Bible, because it's a sin.
Yes.
So therefore, you're saying abortion should be illegal because abortion is a sin.
Yes. And
Okay.
part of my beliefs as a
You know
Catholic
what?
is that like
Well, I just saw somebody in the queue. Before I finish my argument, don't worry, I'm going to go somewhere with that. I want to let Joanna back up. We're gonna let Joanna hang out with us for this conversation. I'm gonna happily finish cooking you on that argument, because now that we've drilled down that you think that abortion should be illegal because abortion is a sin, and you're likely non-denominational, meaning that you think all sins are equal in the eyes of God, most likely. Well, then you're just saying that the sin of abortion is equivalent to sin of lying, meaning do you also think that individuals should be possibly sentenced to death, in the prevention of telling a lie, and that we should ban lying too? And you'd say no, then there'd be a contradiction in your view. We'll talk about that later, because I wanna let Joanna come up. Hi, Joanna.
Hey, thank you for having me up. So that one, young sir, since you said that you're a Christian and you're basing it on religion and morality, right? What do you have to say about the abortion recipe that's in your Bible?
Well, so looking at it, it does not looking at the Bible, it does not inherently say anything against abortion, but it talks about murder, and abortion is murder.
You're not responding to what she said.
There's literally an abortion recipe with instructions in your Bible. Maybe you should read it a little closer.
Numbers 19, to be specific.
Where in the Bible does it state that?
I just told you.
It's Numbers 5, and in Numbers 5, starting at verse 11, I want to say.
Shit, I was wrong, Joanna.
I can give you the
Joanna knows not.
I can give you the synopsis of it if you like. No, you're good, Dean. It's your show. I'm just here.
No, bro, you're clocking me too. I said Numbers 19. You said Numbers 5. You're right. It is Numbers 5. You're clocking me too. No, I'm gonna mute up. Go ahead.
So that one, what it basically says is that, hey, man, if you think that your wife cheated on you and she's pregnant, what you can do is take her to the priest, mix some dust with a little water, make her say a chant like, yes, if I was unfaithful, this concoction will kill this baby, and I agree to this. And if she cheated, the baby will die. It will force a miscarriage, aka a chemical abortion. And if she hasn't, then it will be fine. But that's literally a recipe and instructions for abortion in your book that you're using as your basis for not liking abortion. So what say you?
Yeah, I've not read that part, and I've not seen that. And I just go against with some of the commandments. I believe it is. It's like murder is wrong, and
so are you telling us?
Apparently, your Bible doesn't think that abortion is murder, because otherwise it wouldn't give a recipe for it. Your God also ordered murder in a whole lot of situations, but that's a completely different story.
And to add on to what Joanna said there, so either she's right and the Bible doesn't think that abortion would qualify as murder since it gives a recipe for it and God instructs women on how to do it, or God is not perfect nor all good because he's telling people how to murder. So which one is it? Are you a heretic? And do you not think that God's perfect? Do you think that God's bad because he's telling people to murder by giving instructions for women to get abortions? Or, right, are you a non-heretic, good Christian that would recognize God's description of the recipe to get an abortion as a complete and obvious presumption of demonstrating how abortion is not murder?
I'm kind of confused what you're trying to get at right there, though.
I mean, I think that Joanna was clear. I think that I was clear. She's right. Numbers 5:11, right, gives a very clear description of when women can get abortions and how to do it, right? Meaning that either abortion's not murder since God is telling you how to get one, or God is not all good since God's telling you to murder and murder's bad. So which one is it? Are you a heretic because you're now going to deny God's perfection by arguing that he's evil because he's telling people to murder because you think abortion is murder? Are you not a heretic, but rather adhering to scripture, reading that yes, abortion is a sin, not abortion, yes, murder is a sin and murder is wrong, but God says that here's how to get an abortion and here's when you can do it, meaning that abortion's not murder?
Because part of my beliefs is that with my priest at my church, they talk about against abortion, against murder, and how, I mean, with my beliefs too, is that
Okay, I have a question. Who's right and who's wrong? A man or God?
I believe that God would be right.
Okay, so then God in his scripture in Numbers 5:11 is going to be significantly more meaningful and accurate than a man working as a priest at your church, right?
I think so, yeah.
So that dispels that argument. Good job. You're not going to concede because y'all rarely do, but we notice who took the W in that. Back to the argument of life of the mother, ectopic pregnancy. Do you know what that is?
I do not.
So an ectopic pregnancy is when a woman gets pregnant, when the egg is fertilized and it floats into the fallopian tubes. There's not enough space for a fetus to develop properly in the fallopian tubes because they're super small, right? So that will kill the mother inside of as little as 9 weeks sometimes. Do you think abortions are appropriate in those cases?
I feel like we could try measures it get back to the womb where it's supposed to develop instead of it having to kill it. But yet again, I'm not a surgeon. I'm not a super medical professional, so I'm not sure if that is even possible. But if it is, we should try to prevent just like, oh, it's going here, let's just kill it. We could try to prevent, you could do measures to prevent it from dying.
There are no ways to prevent it. And since you're not a medical professional and you also don't have a uterus, my opinion is that maybe you shouldn't have an opinion on this because you have no idea what you're talking about medically. You don't know women's bodies. You don't know what fallopian tubes are. You didn't know what an ectopic pregnancy was. And you have no idea that it's literally impossible to move a baby from the fallopian tubes and put it in the right spot in the uterus, which is where babies develop fully, and so to not kill the woman that is inside. So maybe you shouldn't speak on things when you don't know what you're talking about. I feel like a lot of people should normalize not having strong opinions when you have no idea what you're talking about. That would help this country a lot.
Well, being in paramedic school, I have gone through anatomy, so I know like how I know how to assist with a birth, but I've not study about like the conception of where it's growing, the surgical of that. So I'm not sure if that was possible, but
it's not. You know that women have died because they didn't have access to abortions, right? All throughout the country.
I've not noticed about. I don't pay attention to like that much about it, but I know that
you don't pay
can be
attention
possible.
to things medically happening with women, though you're studying medicine to be a paramedic. Like that's weird.
So studying paramedicine. I study how to save lives in
lives when they need abortive care, but everybody else gets it.
That's not my scope of practice. My scope of practice is this person is dying because they are having this medical emergency. They're having a stroke. They're having cardiac arrest. I need to save their life. I need to do intubations to save their lives. I don't study like, oh, this person's pregnant. They're having a prolonged pregnancy. They need to. That's not what paramedics do.
Oh my God.
So once again, since you haven't studied this and don't know anything about it, maybe not have such a strong, super staunch stance on it. You literally came up here and said there are no situations under which you feel like abortion should be legal in this country. So you don't care about women dying. I have no idea why you want to go into medicine when you don't care about people actually dying. You don't know about any of these cases, despite the fact that you are studying medicine. And you also got cooked on your religious point. So maybe change your mind. Go read your Bible. Go read some more books in your studies of paramedicine and figure out some new things and learn some things. Like, I'm taking it real light on you because you're young and I know that you don't know a lot, but maybe learn some things to change your worldview.
Okay.
Well, is there anything else that.
And then I had a second point. So with Trump's new peace deal recently too, it helped end the war in Gaza.
Yeah.
So how is he a terrible president if he helped end the war in Gaza?
So you
They immediately violated that peace deal. But go ahead, Dane.
Yeah, I think that Israel was dropped some bombs in Gaza like right after signing. I think it's holding up now though, like after the second signing in Egypt. I'm pretty sure. But anyways, just to you. So you care about like the innocent Palestinians that have been getting ruthlessly slaughtered, starved, so on and so forth, right?
I have to be for them that they should be.
You do care about them. So how pissed were you? How absolutely pissed were you? 3 months ago, when Donald Trump did a joint press conference with Netanyahu and announced that he wanted to ethnically cleanse the remaining 2.1 million Palestinians living on the Gaza Strip by forcefully expelling them and relocating them to Jordan and Egypt.
I did not hear too much. I did not read. I've seen reports of that. I haven't had time to read those reports about that, but it does not sound right. I don't. I know that. I mean, I agree that Trump is not.
Like my idea here is that Donald Trump actually extended the ongoing ethnic cleansing of Palestinians by actively emboldening Israel to continue to do so. And the only reason why I think that Israel has decided that they want to stop today is because of a growing anti-Israeli sentiment on the global stage, including countries like Australia recognizing Palestinian statehood, countries like Canada doing the same, countries like France and Germany stopping the supply of all weapon and bomb shipments to Israel, and a growing pro-Palestinian sentiment in the American base as well. And see, when Donald Trump thought that he could, play his opportunistic, avoid morality game of just doing what is best to get his constituent support, he was pro-Israel, right? He said, "I'm the most pro-Israel president that this country's ever had. I think that the restrictions on the guns and weapons going to Israel that the Biden-Harris administration put on them, which, by the way, they're not perfect either. They're guilty too, were terrible, and that we need to lift all those sanctions, lift all those restrictions, and give them unrestricted access to all of our money and all of our bombs and all of our weapons," and even violated the Logan Act before the election and telling Netanyahu to hold off on accepting the first round of peace deals, which Biden ultimately secured, that released 83% of the hostages until after the election, so didn't give them a bump in the polls prior. But now, all of a sudden, with a growing anti-Israeli sentiment, all of a sudden, right, he wants to play peacemaker. He wants to stop what they're doing. Meanwhile, he's been prolonging it for so many months.
Yeah, because what I've seen is that he's been trying to stop this war, but then no one's perfect. I know that he's sent them away, but I believe it's not Trump's fault that the peace deal was violated between. I believe it's not his fault that they just went and it's like, oh, we're signing the peace deal, we'll stop, and then they just go and violate that peace deal. I don't think that's Trump's fault.
Okay, well then
that the peace deal was violated, though.
Okay, well then it's not Donald Trump's success if they hold to it.
Yeah, and wasn't it I believe that isn't the war in Gaza ended recently though, because it's October 10th, as of 4 days ago, that the peace deal was signed.
Here's my thoughts.
Again,
I'll give you my thoughts. I still don't know if Israel's done. I'm unclear, okay? I'm really happy, though, to see Palestinians returning to Gaza. I'm really happy to see Palestinians literally celebrating and crying tears because they feel like they're finally going to start to get their lives back on track, which is going to be an incredibly long journey. I think that's awesome. I'm really happy to see that. I love to see it so much, okay? But the only reason why I don't turn around and I'm like, thank you, President Trump, you deserve the glory, is because of how he prolonged it, right, over the course of the last year, for all the reasons that I just gave and more, and how I believe that he doesn't really care, per calling for the ethnic cleansing of the remaining Palestinians on the Strip, literally saying prior to the election that he just wants Israel to finish the job, and the only reason why he's doing what he's doing today is to attempt to kind of hop on the boat months later to do with a growing pro-Palestinian sentiment on the global stage.
I think I see what you're saying, though. But yeah, I think it's good that they're getting freed, but it's
right. But we shouldn't give any fame or glory to Trump for this because he was the one actively emboldening the oppression for so long, literally saying once again for the very last time that he wants to hop in bed with Israel, personally go into the Gaza Strip and ethnically cleanse everybody that still lives there.
What do you mean by ethnically cleanse? I've not heard.
I mean the forceful expulsion of an unwanted ethnic group in a society to elsewhere, which is exactly what he wanted to do to the Palestinians.
Yeah, but okay, I think I understand that part. But then I think he should still receive some respect for
getting the 20 hostages released. Do you give Biden respect for getting the 83% of the hostages released?
I feel like he did a good job at doing that too. But I mean, I don't feel like. I mean, I feel like both presidents have done some good and some bad.
That's about both in good and bad. But the fact of the matter is, the Biden-Harris administration oversaw the release of 83% of the hostages.
Yeah, but then also I don't support how.
But you're never gonna talk about that. You know, you didn't say thank you, Biden. So why should I say thank you, Trump?
Because Biden was giving a bunch of these weapons and millions of dollars to support that war.
Oh, exactly my point that I brought up against Trump. Congratulations.
But Trump ended the war in Gaza with the peace deal.
Dude, I'm so sorry. He literally lifted the minimal sanctions that the Biden-Harris administration placed on the weapon shipments when he gained office, and then held that press conference with Netanyahu saying he was going to go in there, ethnically cleanse everybody else, level Gaza Strip, and build a Riviera.
All right. But that's all the points I had.
Okay. All right. We're going to move on. Joanna, listen. Thank you so much for coming up. I dropped you a follow. I think that you're fucking awesome. Okay?
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. Like, I'm super passionate about all things politics. I am a politician. I'm an elected official in Arkansas.
Really?
Ran for my first election. Yep. Ran for my first election when I was 28. 10 years ago. I'm old bitch now. Ran for my first election when I was 28 and won, and I've been in my seat ever since. I have classmates who are farmers that, like idiots, voted for Trump again. And we had our homecoming recently, and there were a couple of them that looked a little sad. So I was like, hey, what's wrong? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out all this bankruptcy paperwork. Oh, were you? And I had some classmates that were like, can you not rub it in? I was like, absolutely not. I'm going to rub it in because I need this to hurt enough for you to make a smarter decision next time. Because you're losing your family farm that's been in your family for 45 years now because of the decision that you made. So congratulations. Yes, I have an MBA, but I will not be helping you with your bankruptcy paperwork, bro. You better go talk to your accountant about it.
Dude, you're fucking awesome. I'm not gonna lie, you fucking fried his ass. Like that was incredible. That was like awesome to watch. Like you are phenomenal. Like I said, I dropped you a follow, and if abortion pops up and you happen to be watching the stream, like feel free to come up here, right? Like I appreciate you. You have a great fucking rest of your day. Okay, Joanna.
Thank you so much, Dean. Appreciate it. Keep cooking them. And your crash out yesterday, absolutely justified. I was screaming in the comments for you to crash out harder. As someone who has been sexually assaulted multiple times, if I'm being honest, people like her are absolutely disgusting. They need to go to the lowest depths of hell. And I am not Michelle Obama, neither are you. When people go low, I am not going high. I'm going to meet you right there in the valley and drag you under the hell that I don't believe exists. So yeah, keep cooking them, Dean. Appreciate you for having me up.
Thank you so much. You have a good rest of your day. Huge shout out. Huge fucking shout out to Joanna. Holy cow. Wow, dude. That's awesome. That's really cool. Wow. I'm really happy that I just decided to trust my gut, let her up, because she fucking cooked. Okay? She's a queen. We're going to move on to that next Trump supporter. I'm really happy that we had her up. She silenced him. Oh my God. Dude, beautiful. Anyways, moving on to the next guest. Go ahead and hop in that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. Just make sure that you're American, you're 18 plus, so on and so forth, and we will happily get you loaded up into the box. Oh, I'm gonna be thinking about that one for a while. I'm seriously like super. I'm mesmerized. I thought that was awesome. Love her. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Hello. No, my grandma does, and I was gonna say if you can debate her.
Is she with you right now?
No, she's downstairs. I want to go ask her. I didn't expect to get in. Okay. Oh God, I'm scared.
Listen, how about this? Go ask your grandma if she's down to debate. If she is, hop back in that queue and I'll bring you up next, okay?
Okay.
All right, sounds good. We're going to go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now, quite frankly. Moving on. Let's go to get that next guest connected right now. Dude, honestly, I have some PTSD from debating grandmas. Does anybody remember that one grandma that was like seemingly chill at the beginning of the conversation, but by the end, she was talking about Obama's mausoleum on Epstein Island? Oh my God. Oh my goodness gracious. What's up? Do you support Trump?
I do.
Awesome, man. Give me a second. We got a couple people to thank here. Hey, thank you so much for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat. I appreciate you for that love. As well as I read your message there. You are scientifically on point. As well as Miss P. Williams. Thank you so much for the $50 over on Super Chat. Thank you so much for the love, Miss P. Williams. Show some love to Miss Williams down below in those live stream comment sections. Appreciate you for the $50. That is so incredibly kind of you. Miss Williams for the $50 says, Dean, you are the best. Thank you for allowing Joanna up. She cooked that dude badly. Thanks, Queen, for repping us women. Dude, that was great. I appreciate you for the $50, and I couldn't agree more. She was absolutely phenomenal. As well as Max, thank you for the $20 on Super Chat, who says, I wonder how many of these pro-lifers feel about the death penalty. Yeah, most of them are like pro-death penalty. Absolutely, which is incredibly contradictory. As well as Libby, thank you for the $10 over on Super Chat as well. Oh my God. Holy shit. So this actually came in before the beginning of that last conversation 25 minutes ago. Oh my God. Dude, Kimber. Dude, Kimber. Thank you so much for the $500 donation on Venmo. Oh my God. Dude. Kimber, that's insane. I'm sorry. That's nutty. That's absolutely insane. Thank you. I don't even know if that does enough. Chat, show Kimber some love. I want to see nothing but W's for Kimber down below in those live stream comment sections for like at least the next 10 minutes. Thank you for the $500 donation on Venmo. Kimber with the $500 says, thank you for what you do. You know what, Kimber? Thank you so much for appreciating what we do here. Thank you for being a part of the community, and thank you for the $500 donation. I'm being honest. That is absurd. I don't deserve that, Kimber. I know that. We know that. That is just your kindness and your generosity. Thank you so much. Huge shout out to Kimber down below in those chats. We honestly have like a couple other people to thank too. I'm gonna go ahead and just let the guests start to make their argument, and I'm gonna be thanking you guys kind of like in between the breaths. But just thank you so much for the $500, Kimber. That is insane. Go ahead and take it away, man. Tell us why you support Trump.
That's a long list. Can I ask you first, what do you define MAGA? What is MAGA to you?
Trump supporters.
So just if you voted for Trump, you're MAGA.
Well, yeah, if you support him today, yeah.
What's the alternative?
Well, I mean, because MAGA is like a political ideology that would surround support for Donald Trump as president, like alternatives would range from like the various ones, coinciding with not supporting Donald Trump as president. I'm not sure why the question's relevant, but I mean, that's an answer.
Well, I just saw your list, so I just wanted to see your definition of MAGA, because if you're conservative, what's the alternative?
Well, I mean, like
I guess would be my question.
One really easy alternative is just to like recognize reality, wake up and accept the fact that he's driving this country into the ground. I'm not sure what that would qualify you as, but it definitely disqualify you as being MAGA.
Right. So if you support Trump and you're saying all Trump supporters are MAGA, and someone doesn't support 50% of what he is, are they still MAGA?
I mean, are they still a Trump supporter?
So then they're still MAGA. So we can either be halfway on, halfway off. I mean, it can't be.
Well, it just depends if you're still a Trump supporter. Like overall, do you think he's a good president? That's what I think makes you a Trump supporter. And
I think it's too early. There's a lot of questionable things that make you do a double take. I mean, there's a lot of hypocrisy that makes you, second guess.
Donald Trump is an incredibly hypocritical person. Ran on the release of the Epstein files, hiding them today. Said that he's going to reduce the price of groceries so fast on day one your head would spin. They're higher today. Said that he's going to end Russia's invasion of Ukraine on day one. Now Russia's dropped the most bombs they have proportionate by month since the beginning of their invasion. We could go on and on and on and on and on. So I guess the question is, what brought you to the queue? Why do you consider yourself to be MAGA? What is he doing that you're a big fan of that has really revolutionized and pushed this country in a positive direction?
I'll tell you this.
And by the way, you also said it's too early. It is not too early, okay? In the last 8 months, he has done more than enough, okay, to demonstrate why you shouldn't support him, especially as a conservative. If you claim to care about the Constitution, you should have stopped supporting him, not metaphorically, but literally day one when he infringed on the 14th Amendment with his executive order signed into law on January 21st, number 14160.
Are you talking about birthers?
I am talking about birthright citizenship. That is what I'm talking about, correct.
So we could talk about that. I think it's going to be just an endless loop. But so let's say you're successful. We impeach Trump. Then JD Vance is up. So does it get better or worse?
Ooh, I don't know. I low bar. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But yeah, what are
because
your thoughts
I
on
think
Donald
Trump is
infringing on the Constitution, such as I brought up with violating the 14th Amendment?
I think he's valid. I don't. I think to test it is a valid testing of what he's trying to accomplish. He's basically.
How can you possibly consider yourself to be like a conservative, like pro-constitutional patriot?
You didn't
think
let
it's
me-
like
you didn't
valid
let me
and
finish.
honest when the president infringes on it willingly and intentionally. I'll let you finish. My bad.
Okay, no problem. I agree with you, and I have to agree with him. And the reason is because it was not intended. I don't believe, and you may school me on this. I don't do this every day. I just hop on here and saw you. So that if you successfully cross over into the country, whether it's through the southern border, the northern border, or you're in temporarily and you have a child here, that the loophole is being exploited
because it wasn't the
And
original
so
intention of the founders or the drafters of the Constitution.
So you don't see a problem with that?
Well, here's my question. If you care about the intention of the founders, more so the drafters of the Constitution, the First Amendment wasn't intended for social media. It was intended for pen on parchment paper. Does this mean if a president tried to ban social media, you'd be okay with that because it wasn't the original intention of the First Amendment?
You kind of lost me there. Say that again. I'm sorry.
The First Amendment wasn't intended for social media. It was intended for pen and parchment. Does this mean if a president tried to ban all social media in America that you wouldn't care because that wasn't the intention of the First Amendment? Or like the Second Amendment? The Second Amendment wasn't intended for like high capacity ARs that could shoot 30 rounds in 5 seconds. It was intended for a musket. Does this mean if a president tried to ban ARs that you'd be okay with that because that wasn't the original intention of the Second Amendment?
Yeah. I mean, that's a valid argument, and for sure, and that's a huge problem that I have with Trump is any kind of bullshit talk of violating free speech is absolutely unacceptable.
Right. Right. So do we see here how you can't just like hinge on the original intention of the framers of the Constitution to create an argument for what is or is not permissible insofar as infringing on the Constitution today?
Yeah, and that's why I was asking you. You're what you think about it is if we've got an exploitation of an old framing that we have of the Constitution, people are exploiting it.
I think that exploiting.
Where's the
would be
line?
I think that exploitation would be like breaking rules, but there's no rule being broken by an undocumented immigrant having a child on American soil and thereby having that child being a citizen. I mean, shit, dude, it's been case law since U.S. versus Wong Kim Ark in the Supreme Court in 1898 that undocumented immigrants and their children born on American soil have birthright citizenship. Okay? Like, this is case law from the 19th century, dude.
Yeah, but we can't compare it back to the 19th century. We've never seen anything of immigration like we're seeing right now.
But guess what? This is case law from the 19th century to do with the SCOTUS ruling on what the Constitution means. And it's funny because now you're saying we can't look back in time to see what the intention of the SCOTUS was.
No, I'm saying we can. We can.
You're saying that we can't look back in time to determine what the Constitution was meant for or not meant for. Weren't you just the one that attempted to use what it was meant for, given the framers' intention to argue why they shouldn't have birthright citizenship?
I'm not so much arguing you. I'm basically saying it's open for litigation.
It's not open for litigation. I want you to give a substantial legal argument to demonstrate how the 14th Amendment does not apply to the children of undocumented immigrants born on American soil. Give a single legal argument to demonstrate.
I don't have one. That's what I'm saying.
Because it's not open to litigation. It's explicitly clear.
Okay. I mean, I'm not really one to to argue those points. I'm a 50-50 here. I was just going to touch on something you said earlier, if you don't mind. So you said your abortion stance was basically off of the definition of murder. Did I catch that correctly?
My abortion stance is off the definition of murder? No, my abortion stance is that I don't think that abortion is wrong because I don't think that abortion is murder because I don't think that it's unjustified.
Right, and you said the definition of murder was what?
The unjustified termination of a human life.
It's actually the unlawful.
Well, we 30s.
But I actually think my definition supports your case a little better.
Well, I think that your definition is absurd. In Germany in the 1930s, it wasn't unlawful for a Nazi to kill a Jewish individual. So when a Nazi
So
would kill a Jewish
Oxford's
individual-
definition is absurd?
Yes. If that's coming from Oxford, yes. So now answer my
I mean,
question.
it comes from Merriam, it comes from multiple dictionaries.
Yeah, absolutely. They all need to revise that. We need to like change as a society insofar as how we use that word. And I think that like we kind of like, implicitly understand that we shouldn't use murder in that way for the reason that I'll give you right now. Right? When a Nazi would kill a Jewish individual in Germany, was it unlawful?
Absolutely.
No, it wasn't unlawful. The Holocaust. was
Sorry,
legal.
say that again.
When a
Correct,
Nazi
correct,
would
yes.
kill a Jewish individual in Germany during the Holocaust, was it unlawful?
No.
So was it therefore not murder?
That was absolutely, yeah.
You see my point.
Right, I do. And here's the only reason why I say the unlawful, because
you don't believe
if you
that.
get it,
If you believe that murder was the unlawful termination of human life, then why would it be murder for a Nazi to kill a Jewish individual during the Holocaust?
and let me tell you the reason why I like the definition unlawful is because unlawful would be unlawful under the law of the land. So if the law of the land is that abortion is legal, I actually agree with you on this, Dean. I think abortion should be legal. I know that's not a conservative value that's popular, and I think our party needs to do a better job of exploring this and stop with the bullshit. So that's why I think an unlawful killing is a better definition, because then it goes to the pretext of the law of the land.
Okay, well, listen, did murder exist before laws existed?
Sure. But that's what religion hinges on, right?
Like,
It's always the law of the land.
I'm happy that you're pro-choice. I'm happy that you think that abortion should be legal. But like, we don't define murder as like the unlawful termination of a human life. We define murder as the immoral termination of a human life.
Okay.
All right. Well, is there anything else you want to go over before I move on to the next guest?
I just was going to jump in and jump on the abortion, and I think you're doing a good job, man.
I appreciate you for that. What an interesting conservative. We're going to move on to the next guest, guys. Go ahead and hop in that queue if you happen to be a Trump supporter. We will happily get you loaded up in right now. We got Kinley connecting to the live, and while we get Kinley loading up, thank you so much. Let's see here over on PayPal. Kathy, thank you so much for the $100 donation over on PayPal. Dude, that is so kind of you. That is way too much. Thank you, Kathy. Kathy with the $100 says, thank you for all that you do. Well, Kathy, thank you for what you do. $100 is a shit ton of money. I'm incredibly appreciative for you, and thank you so much for the love. All the love in the world to you, Kathy. Thank you so much for being here, enjoying the streams, and supporting me. Thank you so much, Kathy. As well as Anonymous. Thank you for the $15 on PayPal. I'm going to go ahead and keep that one to myself because I feel like that could, trigger some of the viewers. But I am really sorry that happened to you, Keely. And I'm happy that you're here with us today, and thank you for the $15. I would also like to thank Keely for the $5. Sorry, I confused Anonymous with the next dono. Keely, thank you for the $5. As well as Halen, thank you for the $5 as well. Kelly, thank you for the $5. And Rachel, thank you so much for the $15. I appreciate you guys so much for the love. You guys are awesome. What is going on? Do you support Trump, Kinley?
Yes.
Go outside. Play with grass. Is that what kids do? I'm over here talking like 75-year-old man. Okay. Kids don't go outside and play with grass. Typically. Okay. Moving on to the next guest. All right. Rachel. Thank you for the $5 over on PayPal, who says, quote unquote, love thy neighbor unless you're a woman wanting to control her own body. Yep. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Oh. Yes, I do.
I've been trying to get you up here, in here for like an hour, but every time I went to click on your name, you like jump in the queue. I'm happy to finally have you up in here.
I don't know why. Yeah, that's weird.
No, man. You've been waiting for a while. You have. Let me go ahead and see if I have anybody else to thank quickly before we hop into our conversation. I do. Stacy, thank you for the $15 on Venmo. Stacy with the 15 bucks says, thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you, Stacy. That is incredibly kind of you. Show some love to Stacy. As well as Tyler, thank you for the $10 on Venmo. Who says, as a person who took 8th grade health class and passed, I know where a fetus grows. Absolutely, Tyler. Absolutely. As well as Jess, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo, as well as I wish I saw that when that last guest was up. Morgan, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. And Serena, this was 30 minutes ago, but thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo. As well as Sandra, 30 minutes ago. Thank you so much for the $50 over on Venmo. Thank you so much, Sandra. Sandra with a 50 big... What's that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Outside conversation.
Okay. Sandra with a $50 on Venmo says, read it if it makes sense. How about freedom of religion, where I have the freedom to not practice your religion, meaning that you're not allowed to impose your religion on me because I do not believe/practice any religion. Therefore, I can have an abortion. You know what, Sandra? Fucking cooked. Absolute queen. Thank you for the $50. Show some love to Sandra down below the chat. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Okay. All right. Show some love to our donor. Seriously, I appreciate you guys so much. Go ahead and take it away, man. Why do you support Trump?
Okay, so I support Trump because, like any presidency in the history of the United States, you're never going to agree with 100% of what they do. Right. I can fully agree that there are things that Trump has done that I don't support. But I can also say that when you pick who you want to be president and who you support, you pick the lesser of two evils always. Yep. It's kind of funny to say this, but it goes back to a South Park episode where they had to vote and they had to pick between a turd sandwich and a douche. And the moral of the story was whenever you're voting, you're picking between basically the lesser of two evils. Yeah. What I can say is
I agree with everything that
I
agree with everything you've said so far. So far, no president is perfect, and you are always picking between the lesser of two evils most of the time. Well, actually, most of the time. Arguably, evil is like a categorical trait that you'd be applying to a person, would be indicative of not a person that maybe does some level of bad things, but a high level of bad things. But anyways, just a descriptive dispute of the semantics. I understand where you're going with this. Just tell us why you think Donald Trump is a lesser of two evils.
So, right off the bat, as far as democracy in this country and the way it's run, when you have a presidential candidate who is found to be unfit and cannot run for president, then you hold a new election to pick the Democratic nominee. Even if I had intentions of voting Democrat in this election, I would have immediately not, due to the fact that she was appointed as the Democratic nominee and was not voted upon such.
So who is she, quote unquote, appointed to be the Democratic nominee by?
By the Democratic Party.
Yes, the same.
It was
party,
not.
the same party that is always voting for who the individual on the primary ticket is. So you're just mad that you couldn't vote for her, right?
No.
Okay, I have a question. Are you a Republican? Are you a registered Republican?
Do you want to answer my question, or do you just want to avert what I'm trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm trying to respond.
Because to have an intelligent conversation, I'm going to give what I have to say, and then you give what you have to say. So as I finish what I was saying,
okay, whatever.
Was there another election for the Democratic nominee on the ticket? Yes or no?
No, there's not a primary process.
No, there was not. Point blank period. The people did not choose to put her as the nominee.
It's
the people did not choose to put her as the nominee.
It's not a point blank period.
Okay, explain to me how the people how the people chose for her to be their nominee if there was no election.
I will happily tell you that. Was that an anxiety pen?
Yes.
Okay. I could tell you need it. Now, to tell you. All right. Here's the conversation. So first and foremost, you told me that you would have never voted for her to be the president because you couldn't vote for her in a primary. Are you a registered Republican?
Yes.
Okay. You wouldn't have been able to vote in the primary even if it was held.
Again, but you're not listening to what I said.
I have multiple things that you said to respond to. I have multiple things that you said that I have to respond to.
You can't take it out of context, though, and that's a typical leftist view. Take it out of context. You didn't even acknowledge the preface. If I was a Democrat, I would not have voted for her. I would have immediately voted the opposite based. It is the choice of the people, by the people, for the people. Period.
Right. Well, I
Whether
think
she would-
that you're
whether I would have
confusing
chose
because
her
what
as
you just
my
said,
nominee or not-
what you just said is incredibly meaningful. So you just said at the basis of the American democracy, at the basis of the American government, it is the choice by the people, of the people, for the people, and I could not agree more. However, did you know that the primary processes holding the DNC and the RNC are not a fixture of the American democracy? They're not a fixture of the American government, and they're not a fixture of the American country as defined by the state in the Constitution. The DNC is a private political party in the same way the RNC is a private political party. The DNC and the RNC, they get to pick how they run their quote-unquote primary elections, okay? And the fact of the matter is, both the DNC and the RNC have the exact same rules. It is not truly the people that pick the primary candidates. It is the group of delegates at the DNC, at the RNC, that would vote for a majority to choose who their primary candidate would be. And over 50% of the delegates at the DNC voted and picked Kamala Harris, meaning that she won in accordance with the rules and regulations, the same rules and regulations that the RNC upholds. Additionally, right, you were not forced to vote for Kamala Harris, okay, come the actual election that was an actual fixture of our democracy, an actual fixture of the state, an actual fixture of the government. You could have voted for Kamala Harris, you could have voted for Donald Trump, or you could have wrote in you could have wrote in my name, or you could have wrote in your name, okay? And by the way, if you are so concerned with undemocratic systems and processes, well, then you would have never voted for Donald Trump in this election in about 1 billion years, considering the fact that in the 2020 election, he literally tried to commit a coup, rig the election, and steal it from Biden. Like, oh my God, right? Unlike Kamala Harris, who served as our vice president for 4 years, who won via a majority of the vote from Democrats in the primaries in 2020, and had a higher approval rating to run for the office of the presidency once Biden dropped out than Biden when he was running himself. Donald Trump lost the 2020 election, started baby raging, sent fake slates of electorates to 7 different key swing states with fake votes for him from those states to then send back to Congress to rig and steal it from Biden, and then he attempted to pressure Mike Pence into certifying his fake votes in Congress as real, while then also telling his supporters to fight like hell to win our country back, which then led to 72 of his MAGA supporters getting convicted of violent assault on cops on the steps of our Capitol. If you care about the democracy, because of what Donald Trump did in 2020, you would have never supported him again a day in your life, which means I know you're doing nothing more than baseless virtue signaling to attempt to justify a vote for pure evil.
I did not vote for pure evil. I vote for exactly what is happening right now, for criminals to be held accountable for their actions.
Unlike Trump, who's a criminal who wasn't held accountable for his actions because he won the presidency. What do you got to say about that? He was literally given no sentence because he won the presidency.
I don't know.
Got nothing? Oh, God. Ooh, that was rough. Where'd he go? Oh, he's gone. Is he? God, yeah, he is gone. Ooh, that's satisfying. I like it when that happens. Ooh, there's just something. Ooh, there's something so satisfying about that feeling of having to listen to the Trump supporter be all high and mighty on their bullshit, tearing it down with like 4 words, and then they just go completely silent. There's something just beautiful about that. May, thank you so much for the galaxy. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next guest. Go ahead and hop in that queue for me. If you are an American adult that supports Trump, Stace, thank you so much for the magic world over on TikTok. I appreciate you for that love. We're going to go to get that next guest. Mama Wolf up in here. So Mama Wolf, she was on here earlier. She was the one that said like, oh, Dean, you should debate my grandma. So let's go ahead and get her back up in here. Maybe she is with her grandma. Let's see. B, thank you so much for the $20 over on Super Chat. B says, you should ask a Trump supporter if they would have supported a Republican President Gerald Ford, who was appointed by VP Nixon when Agnew stepped down and then took over the presidency when Nixon resigned. No election, no vote, nothing either time. Well, thank you so much for that information. I'll have to look into that, B. Thank you for the $20. As well as Hannah, thank you for the $20 as well over on Super Chat, saying, I find it ironic they're so concerned with choosing a candidate in the primaries when they want to be able to take away a woman's right to choose away. You're right. That is a point of hypocrisy. Thank you so much for that, Hannah. You are an intellectual. Thank you both for the $20 over on Super Chat. What's going on? Were you able to get a hold of your grandma?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. Hold on. Grandma, can you tell me what you said again about why you support Trump, please?
Because he's the president and does what he says.
Okay.
Maybe.
Is she interested in debating me or not?
No.
Not anymore.
Unfortunate. If her mind ever changes, feel free to hop back in that queue. You have a good one. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up in here. I would have loved to talk to her. I really would have. Really would have. Unfortunate, chat. Hey, listen, if you're watching and you want to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, in the link tree in my bio on TikTok, as well as right there. As well as you could support me over on YouTube, either through the Super Chats or through the Venmo and the PayPal found in that pin message. I appreciate you guys for the love. And thank you so much for the love over on TikTok through the gifts as well. But I do get 100% of the proceeds on Venmo and PayPal compared to like 30% here on YouTube, as well as you get a notification at the top of my phone where I could read out your name and any and all attached messages. What is up, Lewis? Do you support Trump? Lewis is not here. We're going to move on to the next guest. We're actually going to just have somebody come up here and fill some screen time while we're looking for that next Trump supporter. What is going on, MEK? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do support Trump.
MAGA Joe, you're back.
Can I talk to you for a sec?
Can I get a hey, Peter?
Hey, Peter.
Very nice, Maggie Joe. Get out of here. Moving on to the next guest. We're going to go to get that next guest, Joey B67, loading up in the box. Go ahead and hop in that queue for me if you happen to support Trump. What is up?
I freaking love you, dude.
Oh, dude. WU, Joey. Look at me. Positively influencing the youth. Let's go, Joey. Let's go. All right. We're going to move on to the next guest. Hop inside of that queue if you support Trump. We'll happily get you loaded up in here. All right, who's next? We got virtual health clinic. Let's go to get virtual health clinic up here. By the way, only join the box if you actually are MAGA. Colin, thank you for the $2 over on Venmo, who says, are progressives and liberals the same? Well, I mean, you could have like some overlap. Like you could have a progressive liberal, you could have like an institutional liberal. There's overlap. There can be, at least. As well as Sean, thank you so much for the $25 over at Venmo. Appreciate you for that love, Sean. Thank you, Sean. Really appreciate that. Show some love to Sean down below in that box. As well as Sean, I just read your message there. You're fucking cooking, bro. Appreciate you for that information. As well as I do also really appreciate you for the $25. As well as Alana, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo, who says, thank you for clocking everyone. I love that you're always respectful, but you put them in their places. Thank you for the love, Alana. Show some love to Alana in that chat. As well as Donella, thank you for the $15 as well, who says, you missed my $15 earlier, but I wanted to say that your lives and your energy has helped me a lot through a rough time. So thank you so much for that, Dean. I'm really sorry if I missed your $15 donation earlier. That's never my intention. And I really appreciate you for the love once again. And I'm happy that the streams have been able to help you through a rough time. I know that they sure have helped me through a lot of times that have been pretty rough. All right, moving on to the next guest here, folks, as well as Jessica. Thank you for the $5 on PayPal for quote unquote doing the Lord's work. And Bresden with the $5 who said, I grew up MAGA. You helped educate me, and now I'm educating my family. We will be voting blue in the next election. Bresden, you're exactly why I do what I do. Shout out to you and hopefully your family. Moving on to the next guest right now. Only join the queue if you're following the rules, chat. We probably have another 45 minutes left on stream, but then we're going to be getting off. Yeah.
Dean, hello. Dean, 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 you're on.
That was weird. What are they doing? I don't like that. Heidi, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. I appreciate you for that love, Heidi. What the fuck was that? Show some love to Heidi. Okay, we're just going to forget about that and move on to that next Trump supporter. Make sure that if you find yourself in that queue, you're following the rules. All right, we're going to go to get that next person up here right now. We got King loading into the box. We also got somebody else loading in too, guys. Honestly, go ahead and let me know down below in that comment section if you are a Trump supporter, because at this point... Hi, Amelia. Are you MAGA?
I'm really sorry.
I'm going to go to take that as meaning that you're not MAGA. You take care. No worries. Just still looking for the next guest. We got Be More Bracelets loading up. And yo, as well as Carolina. Thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. I appreciate you for that love, Carolina. You are quite frankly fantastic. As well as Patricia. Thank you for the $20 over on Venmo. It says you're doing great. Thank you so much, Patricia. Show some love to Patricia.
I love you, Dean.
Yo, all the love in the world back to you. But you're banned because we're only looking for Trump supporters. But seriously, all the love. Mr. Joey, appreciate you for that galaxy, my friend. What's up? Do you support Trump, Lewis?
Do you vape?
No! It's an anxiety pin. Get out of here, 4-year-old. Moving on to virtual health clinic. Why can't we find anybody today? Why is our queue filled with children? Ooh, chat. Something in my house smells really good right now. What's up? Do you support Trump?
There's certain things that I think make sense.
Okay, knowing everything that you do now, if you're teleported back to November, who'd you vote for?
I think, be a 50-50. I'm not sure because I didn't see things going in the right direction.
All right, man. Well, we're gonna move on to the next guest. The only reason why we're moving on is because we're specifically looking for people that are like pro-Trump. But no, like you still like serve a great purpose being in this stream, because hopefully in watching the debates, I could get you off of that fence. You know what I mean? And that's the goal.
Hello?
Hey, what's up? Are you MAGA?
Yes. Okay. So, I'm 30. I'm almost 32. North Carolina. Born and raised Republican. Here's the thing. Hear me out. I'm not MAGA anymore, but here's the thing: is my family still is, and I need the dean advice, because I try and dean them, and I can't get it with my mom. And so can I just tell you what her only point is and see if you can help me?
Yeah, sure. Give me her only point. Yeah.
Okay. So I brought up everything to her, and her only point is she likes the tax cuts.
Okay. All right. So which one? The ones he passed this term, or the ones he passed in his first term?
I don't even know. I'm assuming this term. Okay. And I think that she's deeply indoctrinated from her dad. Anyways, go ahead.
Here's the facts, right, about the tax cuts in this term. All right.
Hold on. Can I?
What's that?
I just wanted to record it. Is that okay?
No, it's not okay if you. I'm just kidding. Yes, that's absolutely fine. Okay. All right. Here's the facts about the tax cuts. So the tax cuts were passed under the Big Beautiful Bill. The Big Beautiful Bill was signed into law on July 4th, I think. I'm pretty sure it was signed into law on July 4th. So the Big Beautiful Bill, point number 1, is costing our government $4.5 trillion over the course of the next 10 years. So that is single-handedly the most expensive piece of legislation ever passed by the American Congress and signed into law by the president. Conservatives love to preach from their high horse about fiscal conservatism and responsibility in saving money, reducing the debt, reducing the deficit. But Donald Trump single-handedly increased the debt with his tax cuts, the most any bill ever has before. Point number 2, right? Inside of the Big Beautiful Bill, we didn't just see tax cuts, but we actually saw an effective tax hike on the average American making at or under $51,000 per year because of the cuts to Medicaid that kicked 10 million low-income Americans off, the cuts to food stamps that cut 3 million Americans off, cuts to intellectuals in the arts that are causing scientists to flee to Germany, in other places in Europe to study further in places that are more inviting and accepting of them. Cuts to energy production. The Big Beautiful Bill rolled back clean energy credits, which is now reducing their output by 72%, which is expected to increase the price of energy for the average American household by $500 per year. And cuts to the DOE, which is expected to kick around 400,000 children off of free school student lunches. So when we consider these facts, at the end of the day, that bill was drastic.
Yeah, and she thinks she's a really great person. The thing is like I ended up like I am on food stamps now. I'm on Medicaid and all of that. Disability and all of that. And so it's very hard. I'm like I said, North Carolina, I'm a blue dot in a red state right now. It's really hard dealing with a fucking MAGA family. Sorry for the F-bomb. But I appreciate everything you do, and I try and watch your lives so that I can debate my family in real life and like instead of like just crashing out, like actually present facts. But I also was wondering if you were ever gonna do some lives where you kind of do what you're letting me do, where it's like help me debate someone else.
I think that would be pretty fun and beneficial to do. Honestly, I think one of these days what I'll end up doing is I'll go live on like my second account or something, just like off my phone for fun and just like do a Q&A and chat with you guys for a while. It's a little bit of a stress reliever too. Like my cortisol levels aren't through the moon talking to you like they are with the average guest. So
oh my God,
great,
no, I've been watching for
more.
hours. I don't know how you do this. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. But no, I love what you do. I respect what you do. And I'm so appreciative. I hope that, the younger generation, I feel like there's a lot of like 19, 20-year-olds that come on here and it's kind of disheartening sometimes. And I do hope that they listen to you.
Well, listen, DJ, I appreciate you for joining. And I hope that follow-up convo with your mom goes well. And
I appreciate it.
And I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, good night.
Good night. Good night, DJ. You take care. All right. What a nice little intermission. I needed that. I did. We're going to move on to the next Trump supporter. Hop in that queue if you want to come up here and debate me. We'll happily get you connected. We're going to get that next guest in here right now. Just please make sure that you're following the rules. We maybe have we have 40 minutes left on the stream. That could be like enough time for like one last like guest, if it's like a longer conversation. So, let's try to find that next Trump supporter right now. There's a couple other people that I'd like to thank. Marie, thank you for the $2 over on Venmo. Appreciate that, Marie. As well as Shauna, thank you for the $20 over on Venmo 5 minutes ago saying, here's my cult dues. Yeah, that's in reference to a guest we had a while back. Thank you for the $20, Shauna. Show some love to Shauna down below in that chat, folks. As well as Donella, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo, sending you some more money for an anxiety pin. Thank you so much for the love, dude. The anxiety pin fund is large. Okay, I can get all the anxiety pins I ever need. Next thing you know, I'm going to be ripping 3 out of each hand. Vape Nation, dude. Whoa, Anxiety Pin Nation. That's what I meant to say. As well as Micah, thank you for the $7 over on Venmo. And I read your message there. That's so cool. I'm happy that the streams have been able to help the way that you communicate. That's awesome. As well as Margarita, thank you so much for the $20 over on Venmo. Thank you so much, Margarita. Show some love to Donella, Shauna, Micah, and Margarita. You guys are awesome. What's up? Do you support Trump? Chase, digital money?
Oh, what's up? Sorry. Yeah, I do.
Not the digital money, man. I have a question. How far are you in debt?
Probably like 600K.
Wow. Okay. So why do you support Trump, Chase?
Because I'm a business owner, and I think America should be run like a business, and I think he originally just, to make more money, because that's, what I think I like, so.
Oh, dude, yeah, no, so making money is cool, right? But, like, I feel like point number one, most people are making less money now because of Trump. As I was telling the last guest, the purchasing power of 156 million American citizens is going down because of his big, beautiful bill. Point number two, the economy as a whole is suffering. Inflation's up, unemployment up. There's now more unemployed Americans than there is open job opportunities. And point number three, in Q1 of this year, their GDP went down. In Q2, 52% of S&P 500 companies reported lower profit margins than they did in Q1. So it kind of seems like our economy is downsizing in a very negative direction, Mr. Capitalist.
Would you say it's worse than when Biden was in office? I mean, I do kind of see that.
Actually, yes,
I haven't looked at the numbers to compare it, but would you say it's worse then? It's worse now than it was?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Every single macroeconomic variable is worse off today than it was a year ago. The economy a year ago was significantly better.
Okay. interesting. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like Trump because of the charges and whatever. I mean, kind of how from what I see it, I was comparing the two, and I don't really think Biden has. I mean, I don't really think either of them are a good choice, to be honest.
Okay, so
But
what was your problem with Kamala Harris? Why didn't you like her?
I mean, I don't have like a number specific reason. I don't know if.
Bro, I'm so sorry. I'm
gonna get
as a
heated
business
for
owner,
this.
as a business owner, how could you possibly fucking think like this? Like, listen, you told us that like the decision that you made for the outcome of the election was purely predicated off of like your business acumen and making yourself more money. Okay, I've already like given you some of my concerns why I don't think that is the case, and I could even give you some like more like benevolent and pragmatic and moral concerns why that shouldn't be like your main priority. But right now you're telling me that you don't even know why you didn't like Kamala Harris. So you're like belligerently, I think is a word, fucking yourself over because you're telling me that you didn't do the necessary research prior to the election to determine which candidate would have been better for you in fulfilling your needs.
I think that they're both corrupt. I mean, if you look at everyone hates on Trump because he got acquitted of his charges, but I mean, didn't Biden acquit his son when they found his laptop with the you-know-what on it?
No, he actually didn't.
So Biden's son didn't get off on it, just kind of like how Trump did.
Well, nothing existed in the first place from Biden's laptop that charged him with crimes.
Huh. So that's all just like false news, false narratives.
Actually, yeah. What Biden did was he pardoned him for like possessing a gun while having like a particular like substance related charges. And it had nothing to do with this laptop. Now, you said that you were going to get heat for this when I asked you why you didn't like Kamala Harris. Were you going to say that you think that men are better at leading than women, out of curiosity?
I feel like, I don't know, women are just kind of emotional. I'm not sure. Just we've never had it in the house before. I mean, I'm not saying that they're not capable. I just don't know what that would be like because we've never had that before.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I mean, women are just as capable as men, but I mean, I don't know.
You said women are emotional. So I actually think the data, the evidence would suggest that men are more likely to like engage in like thought processes and make decisions predicated on their emotions compared to women. Like, think about it. Who commits 92% of violent crimes? Men. Are violent crimes
You can see that.
like an emotional outburst caused by external stimuli? Yes. You know, like, who commits 72% of self-unalivings? Men. Is self-unaliving, like, inevitably some type of emotional response to external stimuli? Yes. Who's significantly more likely to abuse hard drugs as an unhealthy coping mechanism to deal with unprocessed emotions? Men. Why? Because women are better at dealing with which would hinge on high levels of emotion and or stress, such as surgery. Medical Association, if you're operated on by a woman compared to a man, you are significantly less likely to die as a result of your surgery and significantly less. All right, so like that statement.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that statement, women are emotional, is just kind of something that men who want control have said about women to keep their control for generations, when in all.
Tell me what are some things that she was gonna put in place that are good? Because I really did not know any.
Yeah, first-time homebuyer subsidy for $25,000 to make houses more affordable now and in the long term. Cut taxes for 150 million American citizens in the low and the middle class. It's interesting. I'm going to ignore that. She also ran on increasing the child tax credit by nearly a factor of 2. When her increases of the child tax credit under the Biden-Harris administration effectively reduced childhood poverty by upwards of 40%. I mean, there's a couple things.
Okay. And last question for you. So when you look at these two candidates, what's your deciding factor? I know there's obviously like a million different things, but like if you had 3 key points just to like let everyone know that as a Trump supporter like me, what are the 3 biggest differences that you see there?
Yeah, one of the big differences is character. I think that Donald Trump's character should make him ineligible to serve as our president. I mean, listen, being a felon makes you ineligible to serve at McDonald's. So being a rapist should make you ineligible to serve as the president.
True, facts.
Right. So there's one. Another really big reason why nobody should support Trump is because of his attempts to undermine the American democracy related to his attempted coup of our government and the election in 2020. He admitted to it. Just go on Google, type in Trump's fake elector plot. It's insane. I don't know why more people don't care about it. And maybe a third big reason not to support him here is because he's undermining individual liberties and rights, screaming about how he wants to, ban. It's just a catastrophe.
Yeah, I do see the power tripping. I kind of have been thinking about that.
Right, but of course we're kind of looking for a debate. So if you want to give a counter argument, feel free. If not, I'll probably just move on to the next guest.
Yeah, appreciate you. All right, peace.
Okay, all right. Chase Digital Money is gone, and we're gonna move on to the next guest. We got Dylan loading up in. Stacy, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo, who says you are on fire this evening, young man. Thank you for saving the nation for us old folks. Thank you so much for the love, Stacy. You're awesome. Also, your profile picture is your dog. Very cute dog, Stacy. Very cute dog. What's up, Dylan? Are you for?
Hello, Dean Withers. I'm against Donald Trump.
Dylan, I thought I heard like a... 1 second. The boss, thank you for the future city. I appreciate that. I thought I heard the voice of like a 13-year-old boy. Now that you've spoken, it's not you, so I don't know where that came from. Dylan, WU, my friend. WU. I'm happy that you're good, Strap. You're fucking awesome. Show some love to Dylan. And thank you so much for the future city. You are awesome. We're going to move on to the next guest, guys. Go ahead and hop in that queue if you happen to be MAGA. We'll happily get you loaded up in here. Who the hell is Mr. Controversial? Hello.
What's going on?
Do you support Trump?
I do. Just by the way, what stream is this? 202?
211.
Damn. All right.
Yeah. Have we spoken before?
Nah, you had me up here with like 4 other people, so I didn't get I was kind of just a bystander.
Okay. All right. We'll talk. Let me thank a couple more people here. Marie, thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo, as well as the boss. Thank you for the media shower, my man. Marie with the $10 says, since Trump is banning abortions, that would indeed make him a sinner for promoting death, as a ban on abortion leads to more death, aka not a man of God. If Trump supporters are such Bible humpers, they should actually support a man who goes with the Bible, right? Well, he said himself 2 days ago that he doesn't think he's getting into heaven, so you're absolutely right. As well as May, thank you so much for the meteor shower. Sarah, thank you so much for the $2 over on Venmo. You were awesome. Jamie with the $5 on PayPal. And Luca with the $18. So Luca with the $18 asks, how much do you know about UK politics? Honestly, not much. Not much at all. I appreciate you for the $18, so you were awesome. As well as Mark with the $10 who says, thank you for exposing the MAGA cultish lies. Thank you, Mark. And the boss with the Leon McKinnon. Holy fuck, dude. The boss, thank you so much for all the love with all the TikTok gifts, man. You were awesome. Show some love to the boss. You're quite frankly epic as fuck. Take it away, Mr. Controversial. Why the hell do you support Trump?
Well, I mean, shit. Just today, or not today, he wants to cut property taxes. I have 3 houses, but I really don't even get into the economics point of things. Like I said, I don't have to worry about shit like that, right? I don't worry about gas going up. I don't worry about groceries. I don't worry about none of that. I still got to buy groceries, so I don't really worry about that kind of stuff. Mine was more, I agree with the immigration part. I agree with the AB part. I don't know what words you can say on here, to be honest with you.
Could I actually show you one of my other prompts? Can we debate this?
Undocumented immigrants are better for America than Trump. I mean, now you wouldn't really get much of a debate on me because, like I said, I'm not rooting for him to be deported. I just feel if they undocumented or illegal and they get caught, then it is what it is.
Oh, wait, so you don't support Donald Trump's mass deportation?
I support. Let me put it this way. I support it. I don't like how he's going about it.
Okay.
If you told me right now that if you told me right now we gonna go give 100 pizzas to the homeless. I'd be like, hey, okay, cool, I'm down with that. But then we get down there and you start throwing pieces on the ground, telling them to eat. I don't support that. See what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't mind what he's doing.
Okay.
It's just how he's going about it. I do think how he's going about it is asshole shit. I keep it real with you.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, surprisingly, I think I followed what you said there. You know, like, you think that, like, the idea of deporting immigrants, like, undocumented immigrants is good, but, like, the way that Donald Trump is going about it is bad. But, like, I mean, I think this still leaves me confused because all things considered, do you agree with him or not? Do you support mass deportation or not?
I'll say yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, the prompt is undocumented immigrants are better for America than Trump. That's really obvious. Per year, they pay $1.1 trillion through $1.7 trillion into the GDP. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has nicked a couple $100 billion off the GDP so far this year by, crashing at Q1 of this year. Went down by 0.3%. Undocumented immigrants are 2.5 times less likely to commit violent crimes than citizens, 3 times less likely to commit property crimes than citizens, and 3.5 times less likely to commit petty crimes than citizens. Meanwhile, Donald Trump actually has committed violent crimes, such as raping E. Jean Carroll. Donald Trump actually has committed property crimes, such as inflating the value of his properties when getting loans from a bank, which led to a civil suit in New York. And he actually has committed petty crimes, but quite frankly, I don't know if I'd be able to state any of his petty crimes because most of the crimes that he does are much more than petty. So if you support removing undocumented immigrants from this country, literally giving them the boot, telling them to get the hell out of here, and they're better for the country than Donald Trump, then how could you ever possibly support Donald Trump as the leader of the country?
Well, when you say, and you've said it a lot, like I said, I watch your shows. I actually like you. When you talk about his civil suit that he lost, right? That don't necessarily. Look, let's just be honest here. That don't necessarily mean anything because if you're going to do that, I could go ahead and you have many people saying, "Well, OJ got found guilty in civil, but he didn't get found guilty in criminal." See what I'm saying? So I mean, you can. That's a matter of opinion.
Well, the
right?
reason why he wasn't found guilty in a criminal court is because Kamala Harris, E. Jean Carroll couldn't pursue criminal charges because the statute of limitations had expired. So, like, regardless of the amount of evidence that she had for the idea that Donald Trump had raped her, more so the fact that Donald Trump had raped her, even if it was literally caught on.
Criminal holds more weight. Okay. Civil is typically more for money.
Even if criminal courts were to hold more weight under your view, right? Civil courts, apparently, according to you, hold enough weight to be reliable, which is all that matters.
So hold on. So if he got, I'm just giving you a hypothetical here. So if he got off in a criminal, but got found guilty in a civil, would you still be calling him a rapist?
It would depend on the reasons why he got off in the criminal.
Well, man, if that's your answer, then I mean, all right.
It is. It would depend on the reasons why he got off in the criminal court.
Okay. Then yeah, that's fine. I mean, but to my point, if he got off in a criminal and didn't get off in a civil, then I wouldn't be going around calling him a grip. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. That's what you're saying. Well, did he get off in a criminal court?
He probably would have. Who knows?
Wait, how can you say that? Give me an argument that if this was pursued criminally, he would have been found innocent.
I mean, we see it all the time, right?
Okay, well, saying that we apparently see it all the time doesn't explain any of the facts of this specific case, and just kind of amounts to your own ignorance.
I mean, sure, it can be looked at as I'm just telling you that I don't think just because he was found guilty, which that's not saying he didn't do anything. I'm saying, but just because he was found guilty in a civil suit doesn't necessarily mean he did is a rapist.
Why?
I mean, because we see people get found guilty who look like me all the time who are innocent.
Okay.
I don't. That's all I'm saying.
Wait. Is Donald Trump black or is Donald Trump white?
No. I'm just saying you asked why, and I'm saying because
you're saying, right, that like inside of courtrooms, right, juries possess a racial bias against black Americans, which is true. Donald Trump is a billionaire rich white man.
Right. No, I was just throwing that part in there. I wasn't saying that. I
It
wasn't.
doesn't like actually
saying
strengthen
that.
your argument. If anything, right? It just gives us even more reason to accept the outcome, given racial biases that typically exist in
I
the courtroom.
absolutely.
It still yet found him guilty.
I absolutely accept the outcome.
Okay, if you accept the outcome of that verdict, well, then you'd think that he's a rapist because that was the outcome.
I mean, hey, then I have no problem. If I was, then I'd have no problem calling him a rapist.
Okay, so then call him a rapist.
I mean, I think you want me to say no. I don't think, or whatever the case. I'd have no problem saying that then.
Okay, then say it.
Yeah. I'd say he's a rapist.
Okay, so you support a rapist as president?
Not like I told you before when I first got in here. There's things that Donald Trump has done, or that he's more for, that unfortunately I'm more for. There's more people on the right. I align more with the right than I do with the left. I believe that the right is more, if you get it, it's yours. I believe the left is more, let's share with everybody. I just unfortunately don't. And that's okay for me to do that.
The right isn't, if you get it, it's yours. Donald Trump is now reducing the purchasing power of over half of Americans through the Big Beautiful Bill, right? Meaning what they got by working hard is not theirs, as he's effectively increasing their taxes.
Well, I'm going to have to pay taxes regardless. So I just told you I don't care about that.
But if you make at or under $51,000 per year, then the more that you got will be less of yours because of the Big Beautiful Bill.
You said if I make what?
At or under $51,000 per year on average.
Okay. Well, like I said, I don't, like I told you, man, I don't worry about them kind of things. I'm not going to get on here and boast and brag about how much money I got. I'm just telling you, I don't care about those kind of things. If the gas price goes up to $4, I don't care. I'm going to still get gas. I got to drive.
Okay. If the economic concerns are just meaningless to you because like you have like a lot of wealth built up, so it's like the difference between a $2 gallon of gas and a $4 gallon of gas is kind of like marginal at best for you, and it just doesn't really change anything for your quality of life. Well, then like what reasons would you have to support Trump?
What?
Right? Because you can't argue that he's better for the economy because apparently economics don't really matter to you.
No, it doesn't. I said that when I first got on. I said.
So then, if it's not about economics, right? Then why do you support him? Wait, then also, right? If like a marginal increase in your expenses doesn't really matter to you, then what reason would you have to not increase to not support a marginal increase in your taxes to provide like better social safety nets that do matter to millions of Americans, like food stamps, like Medicaid?
So you're saying why wouldn't I vote for the people instead of myself?
Well, I mean, listen, if that loss in revenue doesn't really matter to you because you have so much revenue, and that loss in revenue will generate a real world outcome that will matter to millions of people, like keeping them alive in hospitals or keeping food on their dinner table, you're basically saying that you could exchange, right, no labor of your own for a great benefit for society as a whole. Why would you not want to do that?
Because I typically do things that will affect my household. You know, my main goal is not, and it can be looked at as selfish, that's fine. My main goal is not you seem like you're doing well for yourself. Nobody in the pen or in the comments, none of that. I have a son to raise. So I want to make sure.
Hey, listen, I understand that your main goal is going to be your son, your family, okay? That, like, at the end of the day, a lot of people's main goals are going to be their families, right? But that doesn't mean that you can't have, like, a second goal of wanting to, like, look after and, like, care for society as a whole, especially when you're at the point that you've described of, like, you know, maybe a little bit higher taxes or higher prices in the grocery store or gas having no impact on the quality of your life. Like, think about it this way. Imagine that there's a button in front of you that you could hit it. It didn't really cost you anything to hit it, right? It didn't change your life whatsoever. But if you were to hit it, then it'd help in contributing to a system that would keep millions of Americans fed. Would you press that button?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, you can have it. Yeah, go ahead.
Right, exactly. And that's exactly what I described when I asked you, would you support like a marginal increase in your taxes to better equip like food stamps and Medicaid to like help serve to low-income Americans? Because you already got done telling us that a little bit of an increase in your expenses doesn't matter to you. It doesn't change your life. It's completely meaningless because of how much wealth you've built up. Well, guess what? That means a marginal increase in your expenses via a slight increase in taxes to fund these programs that do matter and do save lives, right, would essentially be, you know, hitting that imaginary button, right, to no expense to yourself to help feed millions of American families.
Well, I mean, and I'm like I said, I'm just debating here with you, but it really had nothing to do with none of that. It had more to do on who I wasn't going to vote for.
Okay, so you weren't going to vote for Kamala Harris. Why is that?
Personal reasons. It had nothing to do with politics or anything like that.
What were the personal reasons?
Like I'm from the Bay, so
Okay.
there's
From San Francisco.
Hunter's Point, but yeah, sure.
Okay.
No, there. So you know she was a prosecutor, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if you know much about Hunter's Point, but
I don't know much about Hunters Point, which I
Okay.
should because I was born in Orange County.
Okay. Well, she done prosecuted, people that I know.
Okay.
So, I mean, it has nothing to do with politics. If Michelle Obama would have ran, she would have got my vote 100%.
Okay. So she did her job and prosecuted people that you knew.
Sure. But
Why
hey,
would that make you not vote for her?
Because these are people that was close to me who didn't put me on. So, I mean, my loyalty, no matter what, is going to stand on that side.
Dude.
So, I mean,
Wait, I thought that you just said that you don't really care about anyone else. And now you're saying that you didn't vote for the person that would have been better for the country because of how much you care about other people.
What do you mean? No, but I didn't.
Like you were like, oh, I'm so selfish. I don't care about the price of gas. I don't want my taxes going to keep Americans alive. But now it's like you're so like benevolent by nature in relationship to your friends here that you would have never wanted the country as a whole to be better off because Kamala Harris prosecuted them. I have a question.
Okay.
Were they guilty?
Huh?
Were they guilty? Did they do the crime?
Hey, man. Like I said.
Did they do the crime? Were they guilty?
Hey, man.
Isn't this just law and order? Isn't that what you Trump supporters are all about? Wait, law and order, as it's in the context of sending undocumented immigrants to be beaten and tortured for 3 months in El Salvador. Great, yippee, let's go. Law and order, as it relates to your friend who was prosecuted in San Francisco 25 years ago. Now you're going to hold a vendetta against Kamala Harris for the rest of your life, and prevent her and vote against her from the presidency, even though she'd be better for the country as a whole. This is antithetical to conservatism.
You got a plural of that, brother. You said friend, but
yeah, you said that you had your friends that Kamala Harris had prosecuted.
Right. No, I'm saying you said a friend. I'm talking. You acting like it's one. Here, I'll put it to you this way: if me and you were buddies, and you go and start something with somebody else, and they end up whipping your ass, even though you started it, I'm not about to go advocate for that person. I'm the loyalty gonna stand with you regardless.
Well,
that's what I mean.
If me and you were friends and you broke the law and then you got prosecuted for breaking the law, I wouldn't hold a vendetta against the prosecutor because they were just doing their job. Oh, hello, Momo. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. No, we're listening.
No. Hey, listen. Oh, well, that's you. I mean, and that's fine. I mean, I've like I said, it had nothing to do with anything that she ran on. She was never going to get my vote regardless. It didn't matter what came out of her mouth.
Okay,
it didn't matter.
So wait.
But I will. But that's not to say that. Okay. That's not to say that I don't.
I'm sorry. That's just insane. I'm going to kick you for that because that's crazy. Well, hello. It looks like Momo wanted to come and visit us today. I'm honestly surprised that she hasn't come in here sooner because the door to my office, which is usually closed during my live streams, has been open all day long to hopefully cool the office down a little bit, which by the way was super duper successful. She's right off screen. Look at her. Oh, and she's so cute. And I'm surprised that she hasn't walked in and jumped up on the desk yet. Oh, look at her. Kitty. Hello. What is she doing? She's trying to find her way around the office. Oh, now she's going over there. All right, where are we? Oh, she's fucking up the Zoom. The Zoom. Yep, the Zoom. Well, while Momo's hanging out with us here, Dax, thank you so much for the $14 over on PayPal. saying, I appreciate everything that you do to cook the Trump supporters. Thank you so much, Dax. Show some love to Dax down below for the $14. That is incredibly kind of you. We'll read off the donos while we're hanging out with Momo. She's still just off to the side. Momo, come back. No, don't leave. Okay, she's leaving. Bye, kitty. Who else do we got? Jamie, thank you so much for the $5 over on PayPal. That is incredibly kind of you. As well as Pot. Well, on the stream because I read your name. It's okay. We're about to end. Pot with a $5 on Venmo says, here's $5 for Momo treats. Thank you for the love, Pot. As well as Lauren, thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo, who says Momo's adorable. Here's some money to give her smooches on my behalf because what you do is so amazing and appreciated. I'll make sure to give her some smooches as soon as I get off here. I don't know where she ran out to. Thank you so much for the love, Lauren. As well as Sarah, thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo, who says preschool teacher of 8 years here, trying to help raise kind, compassionate, tiny humans. Newish fan, but I look forward to watching your content. Thank you, Sarah. I bet you're great at your job. 110%. As well as Holly, thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo. They say with their message for Momo from Linda and Larry. Well, shout out to Linda and Larry. Thank you guys so much. As well as Donella, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo for Momo. God, I love how you guys love Momo so much. As well as Shannon with the $5 on Venmo. Ooh, Shannon says, Dean, have you seen... Wait, whoa. Where did Shannon's message go? Give me a second. I wanted to read it out. And of course it's not loading. That's great. Thank you so much for the $20 on Super Chat. With the $20 says not only did she hold people accountable for breaking the law, but she also launched the Back on Track initiative to help low-level nonviolent drug offenders re-enter society. She was teaching accountability. Yeah, man, that was actually one of the first programs of its type in America. She was actually pretty progressive as a prosecutor, which shouldn't surprise anyone, right? Okay, here we go. Sarah with a 5. Oh, that's not the right person. Sorry, y'all. I'm looking for a very specific donation that I wanted to read off here. Let me see if I could find it. I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Shannon, thank you for the $5. This is the one that I wanted to read off. Shannon with the $5 says, love you, Dean. Have you seen the leaked racist and sexist texts from young GOP leaders today on Politico? Oh my God, I did see that. Yeah, man, they were like talking about how much they love Hitler, like calling black people the watermelon people, just calling them the N-word too. Saying that they wanted to like send people into gas chambers if they didn't vote for Republicans. Holy fuck. That's who's in charge of the country. Completely insane. Not surprising though. I don't know. Like that is what goes on in those circles, man. It's crazy. It's just I'm really happy that Politico did some reporting on it and it's now blasting it to everybody. Like round of applause for Politico because I think that we need to make it known that that shit's not acceptable and absolutely insane. And I hope that the career prospects of everybody involved are fucked up for the rest of their lives. Get fired from their job now. Will never get a job in politics again. Type shit. I hope. I really do. I really do. But hey, listen, for everybody that is tuned into the stream today, it is now 6:48 p.m. over here in Colorado. I got to go to the gym and get huge. So I'm going to go ahead and hop off. On the path to be a gym influencer, I think that we need more men on the left to be in the gym space. Right now, I'm in the process of getting yoked, okay? Right? Consuming my protein and hitting the gym hard. So maybe in like another 6 months to now, a year from now, right? I'm gonna start turning into a gym bro, okay? I'm gonna stop debating about Trump and I'm gonna start debating about these Trump supporters' goddamn bench. I'm just kidding. It is a joke. Just kidding. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay. Love you all. See you tomorrow. Peace and love. Parker should be on super duper duper soon. So shoot him a raid when he's on. Spam Dean raid in his chat when he starts. That's at Parker Get a Job. Peace and love, everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.